Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening here. We have got word that we are actually starting at 5:30 tonight for our broadcast or for our games here from Klamath Falls. So we are getting a little bit of. We're going to push our start time back for the broadcast to about a little before 5:15. So probably about 12. Let's see. About probably 15 minutes away from getting things started here. Just wanted to let everybody know that we're pushing things back just a little bit with the start time push back to 5:30. Thanks for tuning in. Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Kiger Stadium in beautiful Klamath Falls, Oregon, where tonight we begin Area 4 League play for your Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion baseball team. We are here in the high desert in Klamath Falls as we've made our way to southern Central Oregon for tonight's matchup. We are expecting a great one here as these two teams kick off the Area 4 season with a doubleheader tonight. We are getting started at 5:30 tonight. For those that have been waiting patiently, we appreciate you staying with us here. We found out just a little bit ago that they had actually pushed this back to a 5:30 start time, so we were here early and ready to go, but that means our pregame show starts a little bit later than we had been broadcasting throughout the day and advertising to you. So here we go. We are ready to go with the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Coming up here in our pregame show, we're going to get a chance to catch up with head coach Eric Savage to talk more about today's matchup with Klamath Falls and yesterday's doubleheader split against the Corvallis Girding Builders Markham. Yesterday, the Doc Stewarts went up to Corvallis and lost game 1, but then came away with a split, winning game 2. We'll have that conversation coming up with you here in just a couple of minutes as we count down to first pitch of Game 1 of our doubleheader today. Want to remind everybody, today's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube, and you'll find our video stream going on there. We've got the GoPro set up. We're high atop. It's a great view for just watching the game. For the video stream, it's kind of a tough angle to get home and the rest of the field in, so we go with the fisheye lens to try and get it all for you as we shoot from behind home, high atop the grandstands here at Kiger Stadium. A great place for some ball. Looks like they've been doing some work on the stadium. I think it got a paint job since the last time we were here. Things are looking good, and we've got plenty of blue sky overhead as we get ready for tonight's matchup. Looking forward to it, and looking forward to our conversation with head coach Eric Savage here coming up in just a moment. Again, the video stream is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. If you want to go and subscribe to our video stream throughout the season, we encourage you to go to YouTube and go to our YouTube channel. That is 1490 The Score on YouTube. You can find it there. And on YouTube, you can hit the subscribe button. That means you'll get notifications every time we go live with another broadcast of Doc Stewart's Baseball, and you'll be able to follow the action with us. That is 1490 The Score on YouTube. Hit subscribe and follow Doc's Baseball throughout this summer. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we get a chance to catch up with Coach Eric Savage here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving. Back with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Right back at it today as the Doc Stewarts are down in Klamath Falls at Kiger Stadium to take on the Klamath Falls Falcons to begin Area 4 League play here today. And joining us is Coach Eric Savage. Coach, quickly we'll go back to yesterday. Obviously a split is the best you can hope for after losing Game 1, but I know probably a little frustrating from the dugout when pitchers kind of can't quite find the zone. But looking back yesterday, what was kind of some of the big takeaways for you guys and things that you at least kind of tried to focus on in your post-game talk and kind of the chances you got to talk with the team today to try and take away from that game?
Yeah, there was a lot of good things that happened yesterday, and we came out pretty aggressive early on, and I like to see that. That's the type of club we have to be, is to keep putting pressure on the other team. And we had our moments where we were good and then also bad. And, the pitching situation, we just got to be able to put the ball over the plate, feel confident in what we're doing. We have a pretty darn good defense, and I need our pitchers just to believe in what they're doing out there and command the mound like it's theirs, and not hope to throw strikes and go out there and throw strikes. And that was the biggest thing, is just we just got to trust people around us, and Drew's having some soreness in his elbow, so we wanted to protect him. He's a young sophomore, and he's got he's got a future in front of him. And once we found out his arm was sore, we were not going to make him ride through that. We wanted him to take it easy, get some conditioning in, and then some ice work, and then a little bit extra work to hopefully get him back for Wednesday. But yeah, overall, you split on the road. That's typically a good day. I just think we left a lot out there on the field, and just is what it is. We talked a lot about the little things. If we do the little things right, we win yesterday regardless, and that's what we're hoping for today, is go out, make sure we can control what we control, our effort, our pace of play, our communication, and the energy in our dugout and on the fields.
Yeah. It seemed like maybe yesterday you get some guys that hadn't been on the mound much in recent through spring ball and stuff. So, I know pitching's always a premium during the summer because you play so many games, and obviously pitch count limits. You're trying to keep guys fresh. So, being able to get guys that maybe had pitched in the past but haven't done it recently seems to be kind of a bit of a focus for you here early on.
Yeah, we're trying to utilize our guys in the best way possible. Take, for instance, Parker Burke. He's been a catcher the majority of his high school career, and we put him out on the mound when he was with Pepsi in our club 2 years ago, and we found out, man, his pitch does something different every pitch. And Parker's been working there, and then yesterday we had Logan Anderson and Waylon McKnight come in and throw for us. We were just hoping for a couple innings to before we had to go to Parker, because we'd like to save Parker for league contests and hopefully be our closer permanently. We got a long stretch here, and so we're trying to preserve our arms as much as possible with that, as well as be competitive. And Waylon's a kid that I firmly believe in, and he only throws a fastball, but he came in and did the best he could. And then Logan Anderson, he came in and was just enjoying his time on the mound, and just got to appreciate that, because you got to make it the best it is. And he went out there and competed and did everything that we ever asked him to do, even threw 4 knuckleballs and 2 of them for strikes. So, it's a premium. We're going to have to really focus on arm health and fatigue, and making sure that we're preventing that, and doing what we can to be successful there. So.
For sure. Today you guys get Klamath Falls early going to league play here, and these games, always important to make sure that you get these ones, because they will come up big later on in the season when you guys are hoping to be in the postseason. And it's a little bit different this year with league play. Don't have the ace in your back pocket knowing that you guys are the host team for the tournament. So these are big games. How's the team feeling kind of about going into league play here early in the season?
I think we're in a good place. I think we get a couple kids back from the All-Star Series, and Evan Corbin had a graduation recently, and his party had always been scheduled for Sunday, and he wasn't with us. And when you lose it, when you don't have 3 or 4 of your guys, it's totally a impact on just the team dynamic. And I think going forward we're in a good place. I really hope we play baseball how we should today, and I really hope that we're 2-0 after today. That would be big for us. And we got our what I believe is our two best arms going, in Evan Corbin and Colton Sywell. And I'm really excited to see what they do today, and hopefully we can limit how many innings they have to throw. So, but yeah, we're ready, I think. So.
All right, sounds good. That is Coach Eric Savage here with us. Coach, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you, Joey.
That is, again, head coach Eric Savage joining us here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show as we count down to first pitch between the Doc Stewarts and the Klamath Falls Falcons. I think we still have a little bit of innie-outie left to go here before we get this one started, so still some time to kill with you here on the score tonight as boy, I'm always used to guys and teams going early and not taking their time on getting ready for the start of a game. So the fact that it seems like we're going to be right around 5:30 for the start of this one here tonight is kind of refreshing, but I planned on needing to get everything done a little bit faster. That's my own problems here. It is Joey Keyran here hanging out with you in Klamath Falls at Kiger Stadium. Taking a look back here real quick, the Doc Stewarts did get a split on the road yesterday to go to 2-2 on the season. The Docs winning Game 1 against Corvallis. The final score in that one, 14-9 for Game 1. Doc Stewarts jumped out 6-0 after the top of the second inning. They got two-run homers by Braxton Dill and Carson Dunn, both powering one out over the left field fence, left and left center for the two of them. And the Docs were able to jump out to the early lead, but in the bottom of the second, things kind of fell apart. Drew Camp on the mound, as you heard Coach Savage talking about there, dealing with a little bit of arm soreness. He made it through some of that second inning, but didn't go all the way through. He finished out. He walked his last 4 batters, and that helped runs come in for Corvallis. Coming in was Waylon McKnight, and he would walk the first 2 he saw, gave up a single, a sac fly, and then got a strikeout to finish out the inning. But the damage was done. 6 runs came in for Corvallis. They tied the game up. Docs would retake the lead, and were up 8-6. After the top of the 4th inning, but in the bottom of the 4th, Corvallis scored 4 times, took the lead, and held on to it the rest of the way. Doc Stewarts had 9 runs on 9 hits, committed 4 errors, left 6 men on base. For Corvallis, 14 runs on 10 hits, no errors, and 9 men left on in that matchup. Offensively for the Docs, obviously Dunn and Dill with the home runs in that game and driving in 5 runs total. Braxton Dill also had a sac fly in there for 3 RBI. As for the rest of the roster, Knox Hubbard had 2 hits, Evan Martin had a pair of hits, and Sebastian Watson had 2 doubles on the night there in Game 1 for the Doc Stewarts. Doc Stewarts in that first game had 6 extra base hits total out of their 9. They had the 2 home runs. Sebastian Watson with a pair of doubles. Knox Hubbard had a double in that one. And then also somebody else had a double. There it is. No, that's Watson. It was Evan Martin had an RBI double in the first inning of that game as well. So the Docs really had the big bat going, just could not keep Corvallis off the scoreboard defensively. In Game 2, Sebastian Watson kept it going. He had another double. He had 3 doubles yesterday against the Marketmen. Docs rebounded nicely. They outscored Corvallis 14-2 in the nightcap. 14 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors, and 7 men left on for the Docs. For Corvallis, 2 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, and 6 men left on. And the difference between the 2 games, obviously the Docs score a few more runs, but they had some interference call. No, sorry, that was in Game 1. So the Docs apparently had a couple errors. In fact, actually, now that I look at my lineup or my sheet here, I wasn't sure where 2 of them came from. There was 1 error in left field, but other than that, I wasn't sure where the second one came from. But scorekeeper extraordinaire Kip Carlson up in Corvallis, he had 2 errors, so I just went with what he had because he's pretty good at what he does there. So, but the Docs did have great pitching. Cade Johnson came in. He threw all 7 innings, allowed only 2 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He did have 1 hit batter, but his performance was able to keep the Corvallis Skirting Builders Marketmen off the board in the Game 2 of that doubleheader, and the Docs offense just absolutely pounded the baseball. 14 hits in that one, leading the way. 3 hits for Brooks Avery. He had a pair of singles and a double. He drove in 4 runs total. Also, Jalen Riddle with 3 hits in that one. He was 3 for 4. He scored twice and had an RBI as he had 3 singles in that game. Also with multiple hits, Carson Dunn had a pair of hits, and Daniel Withers was 2 for 3 as well. Logan Anderson drove in 2 with a single in the 7th, and Parker Burke had a 3-run double that he hit in the 2nd inning. Doc Stewart's, once again, you had Brooks Avery with a double, you had Sebastian Watson with a double, you had Parker Burke with a double. So the Docs, once again, were hitting the ball pretty well there in Corvallis yesterday. So we look forward to seeing here in a little bit higher altitude. Maybe the ball will carry. The ball does like to fly out of the park here in Klamath Falls. Have seen plenty of home runs into the night sky here at Kiger Stadium, and I know that was, for some of the guys, the goal during BP before things got things going here. Guys were looking to try and see if they could get a hold of one and send it over the fence. 325 down the left field line and the right field side, and 385 to either side of dead center field here at Kiger Stadium. Joey Keyran here with you in Klamath Falls as we are counting down to the start of tonight's ball game. We are a few minutes away. I think the Docs are going to get their infield and outfield process done here. The field has been lined, and we're about ready to go with tonight's ball game, game 1 of the league season for the Doc Stewarts and the Klamath Falls Falcons. And for the Falcons, this will be their first game of the season coming up here tonight. Klamath Falls has not played a game this year. In fact, it seems as if they kind of just got the roster put together here in the last day or so as they are working to get everything. And the start of every season is always a bit of a big push. You're trying to get everybody kind of put together and ready to go in a short window after the high school season wraps up, after players get done with high school. It's kind of a bit of a sprint to get everything ready to go for the start of the American Legion baseball season. Doc Stewart's yesterday did have a couple of guys missing, as you might have heard there from Coach Savage, and honestly I was unaware that that was the case. They had, it sounds like Evan Corbin wasn't with the team, and then some of these all-star games you get here during the summer might have had a couple of guys out. So Doc Stewart's yesterday were a little shorthanded, but able to get through it, and they will try to see if they can get everybody on the same page here tonight. Now, I did want to take a look with the Docs starting Area 4 League play here tonight. Wanted to take a look at some of the games going on for the rest of the conference. Now, nobody else is getting league play started just yet. Grants Pass was supposed to have played against Crater yesterday. No score on Game Changer reported from that one. Their next game's coming up on Wednesday when they take on the Post 20 Dirtbags. As for the Lithia Dodge Medford Mustangs, they are now 6-2 on the season. They played this morning. They're down in Northern California for a road trip. They're playing at Laurel Creek Park down in Northern California, playing a host of California teams. And today they played against the Chico Nuts, lost 6-4 in that matchup. So the Mustangs suffering just their second loss. They lost to the Doc Stewarts in the season opener, reeled off 6 straight wins before the Nuts were able to get them here today. The Overhead Door Challengers out of Eugene Springfield, they are 6-1 on the season. They have played 3 games against their single-A club up there in Eugene, the Ole Athletics. And that was who they played yesterday. They swept a doubleheader against the Athletics, 14-4 and 11-5. Their next game isn't until Thursday when they've got a makeup doubleheader against the Midcoast Dungeys. So it sounds like not a lot going on here tonight for Area 4. Docs and the Falcons, the two teams in Area 4 squaring off in this one, and then the rest of the league off tonight or already have played, with Medford playing earlier this morning. That is a look at all of that going on there. Now, today the Docs will be playing here against Klamath Falls. Coming up tomorrow, they're on the road again, 3rd straight day on the road. They're heading to Staten and Regis High School, where they will take on the Post 58 Canyon Crushers. They will take on the Crushers tomorrow. I believe the game time is 5 o'clock tomorrow. And hopefully that'll be the case. That's what we're planning for. And they will take on that one there at Regis High School. And then after that one tomorrow, just a single 9-inning game tomorrow for that game one. After that, the Doc Stewarts will be back at home the rest of the week. And on Wednesday, they will get the Father's Day tournament that they are hosting underway on Wednesday. Doc Stewart's will play actually a doubleheader on Wednesday. Then they take Thursday off, and then they're back to action on Friday with a single game Friday, and then they'll have games Friday, Saturday, and then hopefully Sunday if they're able to do well enough in their tournament coming up this week. So the Doc Stewarts will have plenty of games here on the schedule. The Father's Day tournament schedule, I saw it looked like it was on the Doc Stewarts Facebook page. You can search Roseburg Clint Newell Dr. Stewarts on, actually it's the Roseburg Clint Newell Doc Stewarts is the Facebook page. If you search for that, you'll find it. You can give it a follow. Plus, you can check out the schedule for the Docs games coming up in the tournament. I've got that updated on our schedule at Docs Central at 541radio.com. You can check that out there. On Docs Central, we've got game recaps, we've got the standings, we've got scores, the schedule, and the video stream you can find on Docs Central, and then also the roster with our player bios up there as well. So a lot of things you can find on Docs Central. Head to 541radio.com, and you'll be able to find the page there. It is Doc Central. It's presented by Champion Car Wash and by Jiffy Lube. We appreciate their sponsorship of the website, which it takes quite a bit of work to put together, but it is definitely rewarding and a lot of great information there about Doc Stewart's baseball for fans of the team. All right, we are getting ready for this one just a couple minutes late, so we started late to begin with, and now getting just about to get underway. Doc Stewarts have wrapped up their infield and outfield, and we are about to get ready for the first pitch of Game 1 of a doubleheader tonight in Klamath Falls. The coaches are headed to the box for exchanging lineup cards. And we are just about to get ready to go in this one. I think what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take the break. When we come back, we will get you ready to go with lineups, and we'll probably have to carry the national anthem for you here, but we'll have it all for you as we get ready to go. Doc Stewart's and the Klamath Falls Falcons about ready to square off. We'll have starting lineups and your first pitch, a Game 1 of a doubleheader, coming up next on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google-certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Back here at Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls as we get ready for first pitch, Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Today's pregame show always brought to you by Roseburg Disposal. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal. Give them a call at 673-7122. Coach Eric Savage and Coach Pete Whistler having a conversation going over the ground rules at home plate as we get ready for this one. 77 degrees in Klamath Falls right now. Actually ended up being a little bit cooler than initially anticipated. There is a possibility of some thunderstorms, according to my smartphone. Definitely some clouds out in the distance, those white puffy clouds. If they start getting a little darker, might start getting a little concerned about exactly what those clouds will produce. But right now they're off in the distance. Blue skies overhead here at Kiger Stadium. Definitely be something to watch here as we get ready for the matchup. It's about time for the national anthem as the teams will come out on the field, and we will go ahead and pause for that national anthem as we bring that here to you from Kiger Stadium. Doc Stewart's and the Klamath Falls Falcons getting ready to match up and the start of Area 4 League play. I'm Joey Kieran, and this is Doc Stewart's Baseball here on the Score and on the video player at 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll take a break here. We will not take a break. We'll stay here, but we will have the national anthem for you here as we are working our way towards first pitch. When we get done with the anthem, we'll have your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups. Here is today's national anthem. Season opener for the Klamath Falls Falcons, league opener for both teams. Doc Stewart's on the road at Kiger Stadium, and it's time now to take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup. For the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's and head coach Eric Savage coming in at 2-2 on the season against Corvallis. They'll have Brooks Avery leading things off, the shortstop, followed by Carson Dunn in center field batting second. The catcher Knox Everett will bat third, followed by Evan Martin, the first baseman, batting cleanup. In the third base position is Jace Johnson. He will bat fifth for the Doc Stewarts. The DH is Cade Johnson, batting sixth, followed by Sebastian Watson, the left fielder. Hitting eighth and starting at second base is Logan Anderson, and Braxton Dill is the right fielder, batting ninth in the lineup for the Doc Stewarts. That is a look at tonight's starting lineup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. They will face a right-hander on the mound, Mark Carpenter, taking his warm-up pitches here. Carpenter looks to have a pretty good pickup on the fastball. We'll see what he brings to the table for the Doc Stewarts today. Behind the plate, catching is Connor Shively. Out at first base, Owen Harper. At second base, Marcus Uloa Ford. On the left side of the diamond, Jaden Backer at third, Aiden Hay, Peyton Price, Brody Hubble, and Tyler Harper. That is a look at today's starting lineup, brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control. You can give them a call when you're looking for the best defensive lineup for your house. Cooper's Pest Control will protect your home from those summer bugs. That's Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Give them a call at 673-0363. Doc Stewart's looking to try and put together a winning streak. They won their season opener, lost their second game, lost their third game, and then won their fourth game. So they've lost back-to-back games. They haven't won back-to-back games. They're going to try and get that going here tonight. Looking to try and stack a win from yesterday with a win, hopefully 2 wins here today. Brooks Avery, the leadoff man for the Doc Stewarts here tonight. Avery's been at the top of the lineup most of the season. Avery started in the 2 position in game 1, had a couple of hits. He's hit safely in 3 of the 4 games for the Docs. He's played in 3 of the 4 games. Actually, sorry, he's hit He's played in 3 of the 4, and he has hit safely in 2 of those 3. He'll be the leadoff man here to start off against Mark Carpenter. Underway, and the first pitch is fouled down the right side on the fastball from Carpenter. We are underway, game 1 of today's doubleheader. Carpenter, the right-hander on the mound, working out of his windup. Who buzzes the tower, and the helmet comes off for Brooks Avery. Didn't get hit by the pitch, but it just slid off of his dome. It's got a 1-1 count. The 1-1 in for a called strike. Brooks Avery behind against Mark Carpenter lead things off here. The 1-2 pitch out of Carpenter, trying to start it off with a strikeout. He misses low and outside, a 2-2 count. Doc Stewart's wearing the black tops here tonight as the Falcons will set up on the inside edge. Got around on it. Avery grounds it to short. Throw to first in time from Hayes to Harper. And there is one away as we start things here in the top of the first. That'll bring up Carson Dunn, who had the 2-run homer in game 1 of yesterday's doubleheader against the Market Men. Dunn was 1 for 2 in game 1 and was 2 for 5 in game 2 yesterday. He hit second yesterday in game 1 and then was in the leadoff spot in game 2 as they switched up Brooks Avery and Carson Dunn between the 2 games. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for Dunn. Carson waits, bounces in from Carpenter. For those that are watching online at 541radio.com or on our YouTube channel, you can tell the pitcher in the sunshine right now. Home plate is in the shadows. So you've got to pick it up from the shadow or from the sunshine into the shadows for the hitter. As a ball fouled away by Dunn, a 1-2 count. Right now a light standard is casting shadows out across the backside of the mound here at Kiger Stadium, which is in great shape. Grass is looking real good. And like I said, I believe they gave the place a paint job, at least on the outside of it. The old wooden stadium. Ducking out of the way, Dunn takes a 2-2 count. But through the years, this place is definitely a facility that has been around for a while. But today, getting here, I thought, boy, things look pretty good. As a ball fouled off, Dunn stays alive. Kiger Stadium, been around for a while, and older wooden bleachers underneath us. Filling up nicely, though, underneath. Even saw some Docs fans here when I was down below getting my interviews done. Saw some Docs fans were already trickling into the stadium to take this one in today. So good to see some folks traveling with us here. The 2-2 pitch to Dunn, got a piece of it, sends it up here to the press box area. We are protected by the netting. Obviously, those watching from home, they'll see it. It will bounce back a little bit, so got to be heads up if one comes your direction. Don't want to be the New York Yankees broadcaster, John Sterling, who got hit by a foul ball while he was broadcasting. Kind of like Carson Dunn just did. He wore that one off the top of his helmet, hit by pitch on the 2-2 count. And Dunn will get the free trip to first. That one hit off the top of his helmet. Dunn didn't seem to be fazed by it. He makes the trip down to first. Heard that clip a few times on the radio today as all the weekday sports talk programs, you knew they were going to talk about John Sterling. I caught Jim Rome talking about it and DA talking about it here on the Score today, and they were definitely having it's funny to, and it's once you know he's okay, it was funny to listen to, but boy, that's kind of scary to get hit by a foul ball in the press box. It's pretty shocking there. Up to bat is Knox Hubbard, the lefty, will swing through on the first pitch. Strike one for Hubs. Knox Hubbard, the left-handed hitting catcher. Didn't play in Game 2 and Game 1 against Corvallis yesterday. Was 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Drove in a run. Courtesy runner scored for him as well. He also was hit by a pitch yesterday in that first game of the doubleheader. Hubbard has had a hit in every game that he has played in. Runner going the throw low, down to second base, and in safely goes Carson Dunn. Pitch was low. Hubbard has a 1-1 count and now a man in scoring position. Looking for the first hit of the game for the Docs. A chance to try and put Doc Stewart's on top here early. Hubbard towing the inside edge of the chalk line in that left-handed batter's box. The 1-1 bounces, gets away from the catcher, chases it down the third base side. Up to third goes Dunn. 2 balls and a strike. So stolen base and a wild pitch has moved Carson Dunn, who reached on a hit-by pitch. Dunn has gone first to third in just a matter of a couple of pitches. And now he's 90 feet from home. Knox Hubbard could drive in the go-ahead run on a sac fly. Pretty much anything to the outfield. The 2-1 pitch. That's a chopper. That's going to score a run to shortstop. Hayes will make the play to first, but an RBI ground out for Knox Hubbard. Carson Dunn scores on the ground out to shortstop. 2 away. Docs lead 1-0 here in the first inning. Brings up Evan Martin, the starting first baseman here today. Martin has done a nice job at the plate, just wrapping up his his junior season at Douglas High School this year. Last year he was a sophomore when he was with the Docs. He swings through the first pitch. Martin has done a nice job. He didn't play in Game 2. Game 1, he was 2 for 4 with an RBI double and a single. Scored a run in there as well. He'll take a strike for an 0-2 count. Martin with 2 hits against the Medford Mustangs in the second game and had a hit. And so he's had a hit in every game that he's played in as well. He's played in 3 of the 4. Takes the 0-2 pitch outside and low. 1-2 count. Back behind the plate, Connor Shively has been working hard, getting some pitches in the dirt as Carpenter on the mound for Klamath Falls tries to stay at the bottom of the zone. 1-2 pitch from Carpenter. That ball hit right side for Martin. Goes off the glove for Ulloa Ford. He barehands it, throws it to first in time for the out. Now that's some good stick to it for Marcus Ulloa Ford. Makes the play at first. He had to be perfect on that barehand and throw to get Martin. But he knocked it down, stayed with it, got the barehand, and fired to first to Owen Harper for the final out. 1-0 is the score. 1 run on no hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base for the Doc Stewarts. They do take the lead, but still without a hit. As we go to the bottom of the first, Klamath Falls coming up to bat for the first time on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. It's Evan Corbin on the mound for the Doc Stewarts. As we go to the bottom of the first, Corbin will get a swing and a miss out of the leadoff man, Aiden Hayes, for Klamath Falls. Corbs misses for a 1-1 count as we get started in the bottom of the first. A 1-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts. Just a bit high there for Corbin. 2 balls and a strike. Aiden Hayes, Brody Hubble, and Marcus Ulloa Ford, your 3 hitters due up in the first inning for Klamath Falls. Swing and a foul tip for strike 2. Corbin out of Roseburg High School, headed to Umpqua Community College. The 2-2 pitch. That one hit Aiden Hayes in the helmet, and both pitchers have beamed a player in the helmet. Hayes seems to be all right. He heads down to first. Oh, that actually, I didn't see that. It caught our umpire on the ricochet in the jaw, it sounded like he was saying. But he's down back behind home, and that is a scary situation there. So he gets attended to by coaches' staff for both teams. They are checking on him down there. While we've got a break in the action, we can take a look at our starting lineup for Klamath Falls as we give them a moment to deal with the umpire who, on the ricochet after that hit off the helmet for Aiden Hayes, he got caught on that pitch. So let's take a look, run through your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for Pete Whistler and the Klamath Falls Falcons. Aiden Hayes led things off, the shortstop, followed by Brody Hubble, the center fielder. He'll be up to bat. Marcus Uloa Ford, the second baseman, batting third. The right fielder, Tyler Harper, will bat cleanup, followed by Mark Carpenter, the pitcher. The left fielder, Peyton Price, will bat in the sixth spot, followed by first baseman Owen Harper. Jaden Backer, the third baseman, batting eighth, and Connor Shively, the catcher, batting ninth. No DH utilized by the Falcons. Our umpire getting a round of applause. He sat up and walking around, I think got a sip of some water. Getting his face mask back, so it looks like he's going to be good to go and definitely deserves a round of applause on that one. So runner on at first for Klamath Falls with nobody out after Aiden Hayes was hit by a pitch. Yeah, the umpire is back in it. Seems to be all right. That's good to see. No, it's a new batter now. New batter. He's trying to get the count. Got a runner on at first. It was the hit by pitch that. Evan Corbin on the mound. He's been waiting this whole time. He is such a quick worker. He'll get ready to go against Brody Hubble. Corbin will pick off to first. Back in safely, Aiden Hayes. Corbin, now first pitch here to Hubble. Does get a strike in to lead things off. Brody Hubble, the starting center fielder. Takes low and outside. They throw down to first. Knocked down by Martin at first base. Back in was Hayes. Corbin delivers on the 1-1. Foul tipped into the glove for strike two. Hayes at first, the shortstop. We'll take a look at the defense for the Docs here in the bottom of the first inning, leading 1-0. High and away, evens up the count. Behind the plate, Knox Hubbard catching for the Docs today. Corner for a called strike three, and down looking goes Brody Hubble. That's the first strikeout for Corbin, who was a strikeout machine during the spring season with the Roseburg Indians. He gets the punch out there. All strikeouts are brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. Swing and a miss. Marcus Uloa Ford, the second baseman, starts off trying to chase a pitch up in the zone against Corbin. Evan out of his stretch, delivers to the plate, high and inside. Uloa Ford does not give any sort of space on that inside corner on that pitch. Stood in there waiting for it to come at him. Today's game sponsored by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Runner going, the ball fouled back here right to us. Whew. Gets on you quick. 1-2 count. But the good thing is it's still early enough. No bugs on the screen yet. That's always fun when the foul ball hits the screen and then the bugs all kick up every which way. Always good times. A 1-2 pitch with one away and one on for Klamath Falls. They trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Corbin misses high, 2-2 count. Down at Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls on a comfortable night for some baseball. Outside, Corbin misses his spot there, and the count will go full. One away with a runner on at first. Hayes tried to steal second, but Yolo Ford had fouled off the pitch, so he's back at first base here. He's running on the 3-2. That ball lifted high in the air to left field. Drifting back is Sebastian Watson. In front of the warning track, he drops the baseball. Didn't get deep enough, and only one base for Aiden Hayes. They thought that was going to be caught, and it wasn't. And so that ended up slowing down the runners. Sebastian Watson out there in left field. Looked like he had a bead, but I think that ball just kept carrying on him. He didn't expect it to go as far as it did initially. He was twisting and turning and backpedaling a bit, got to the warning track, almost had it. It was in and out of his glove, deep in left field. So that puts runners at first and second, one out, an error there for the Doc Stewarts. Tyler Harper, the right fielder, bats cleanup and will stand in. Hits the first pitch, a sharp foul ball down the third base side for strike one. Left field, also the Sun field here at Kiger Stadium, so Sun might have had something to do with that one for Watson out there as well. But breezy day here, and the wind does blow out that direction, so might have just kept carrying on him as the ball fouled back here at us again. That's an 0-2 count for Tyler Harper. Corbin looking for something that's on the ground maybe that they can roll two with. Harper's 0-2 pitch. Swings and fouls one up back behind us to the parking lot. Stays an 0-2 count to the cleanup hitter with a man at first and a man at second. A hit batter and an error, putting two runners on so far for Klamath Falls. They trail 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Corbin's 0-2 pitch. Misses high and away. Couldn't get the hitter to chase that one. Back behind the plate, we mentioned Knox Hubbard for the Doc Stewarts catching in game one. Evan Martin at first, Logan Anderson at second. On the left side of the diamond, Jace Johnson at third and Brooks Avery at short. We'll get you the outfield in a moment. The 1-2 popped up. That one left side. Hubbard giving chase. So was Jace Johnson. Neither is going to be able to get there as that ball lands on the roof of the grandstands. And it stays a 1-2 count for Harper. In the outfield from left to right for the Roseburg Doc Stewarts, Sebastian Watson, Carson Dunn, and Braxton Dill, your defensive starters for the Docs. Corbin with one out, two on. Line drive to left field. That's going to carry to Sebastian Watson. Tries to throw in for the double play at second. Won't get it there in time. Hayes off the bag at second. Thought that might have a good chance to drop in. He got well off the bag, had to race back to tag up as Tyler Harper will fly out to left field on a low line drive out that direction. And that ball hard hit, a laser right to Sebastian Watson in left field. If that ball finds the alley, boy, that thing was getting out of here in a hurry and might have had a chance to carry all the way to the wall. First pitch swung on and missed for Mark Carpenter, the pitcher for Klamath Falls, looking to try and do some damage with runners at first and second and two away. The 0-1 from Corbin, ground ball to short, charging in, goes under the glove for Avery. That's going to bring in a run. Klamath Falls will get one on the error. And that ties us up here in the first inning. Runners on the corners with two away. Second error for the Doc Stewarts here in the first. So Carpenter gets on. His ball in play ties up the game as Aiden Hayes comes around to score. 2 errors. Peyton Price will bat. Strike on the outside corner to Price. So drop ball in left field. Should have been out number 2. Could have had out number 3 a couple of different ways there. Swing and a miss for Price. There's strike 2. But Klamath Falls, we've been hearing a young team this year and obviously just getting things put together. And, hey, they're coming in. They're not overwhelmed by this experienced and a couple of games under their belt Doc Stewart's team. They've been coming out looking ready to swing away today against the Docs in game 1. The 1-2 by Corbin swung on and missed. There is strike 3, and it's a Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout to finish things off in the bottom of the first. But for Klamath Falls, they will get 1 run on no hits, 2 Doc Stewart errors, and 2 runners left on base. We're tied at 1 as we go to the top of the second in this 7-inning ball game on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
A 1-1 ball game here in K Falls. Today's game brought to you by Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Neither team with a hit in the first inning, but both teams finding a way to manufacture a run. Jace Johnson will lead things off, today's starting third baseman for the Doc Stewarts. Jace facing Mark Carpenter on the mound. Takes outside for ball 1. Wearing the home whites here today, Klamath Falls. White tops, white trousers for them. The Falcons. A 1-1 count for Carpenter against Jace. He takes outside, 2 balls and a strike. Jace Johnson might have been one of those guys that was out at an all-star game yesterday. Didn't quite realize he didn't get a chance to play at all yesterday. Takes a strike on the inside corner, 2-2 count. Those all-star games, summer kind of festivities, always pulling guys away from time to time. Mark Carpenter with his 2-2 pitch. Ground ball right side. You low for it this time, no problem handling that one. We'll throw out Johnson at first. 1 away.
Brings up the DH number 1,
Cade Johnson, winning pitcher in game 2 yesterday. He was the DH in game 1. Reached base on a walk and had a sac fly. Other than that, had a couple of pop-outs. Takes high and away for ball 1. Cade trying to get the bat going here. He's had a couple of hits this season. He was Doc's leading hitter last year. A 1-0 pitch, takes high and inside. But he took the year off. He didn't have any baseball activities after the Doc season till this summer. So he's kind of trying to get back into the swing of everything, both figuratively and literally. 2-0 pitch from Carpenter. Swung on and missed by Johnson. Cade with a 2-1 count. Cade and Jace Johnson, cousins, both South Umpqua sports stars in their own right. The 2-1, swung on and missed again for Cade, and a 2-2 count. Carpenter looking for the second out here, has a 2-2 count against Cade. Pops one right side, that ball well out of play. Heading towards the Doc Stewart's bullpen deep down that direction. Here at Kiger Stadium, which has hosted a lot of baseball through the years. Pretty good spot. They got a couple of the party decks out there that are all pretty good spots to hang out and watch the game from. Pretty casual. Swing and a miss on a pitch inside for strike 3. And down on strikes goes Cade Johnson. First strikeout in the game for Mark Carpenter, 2 away. Sebastian Watson will stand in, the left fielder for the Docs today, and try to get something going with 2 outs in a 1-1 ball game. Takes high on the first pitch. Sebastian will be our mid-games or our in-between game entertainment for you. We'll get a chance to catch up with Sebastian, do our another player interview here in between games of our doubleheader. It's a pitch outside, 2-0 count for Seabass. Kind of like Cade Johnson. He got done with Docs last year and hasn't played baseball since, so he's also kind of getting back into the swing of things and loving every minute of being back in uniform as he fouls off a pitch for strike 1. Seabass with 3 doubles yesterday at Corvallis. Had 2 in game 1 and 1 in game 2. Looking to try and keep the power going at the plate here out of the 7-hole. Takes a strike on the inside half for a 2-2 count from Carpenter. Docs have a somewhat experienced roster with a lot of guys coming back, but a lot of those guys that come back did not play a lot of baseball since last summer. Did he go around? No, he didn't go around, and the pitch inside for a full count. The catcher, Shively, thought that was strike 3. I think Watson, if you had truth serum in him, he probably thought that was strike 3. He did check his swing, and he's got himself a full count pitch coming up. Carpenter delivers, and the ball is fouled away. Full count pitch with 2 away, nobody on base. Top of the second inning in a 1-1 contest between the Docs and Falcons. Out of the windup for Carpenter. Misses high for ball 4. First walk. A hit batter and a walk now for Carpenter. The only time that runners have been on base against the Falcons so far. That'll bring up Logan Anderson, the second baseman, hitting with a runner on at first and 2 away. Strike to start things off for Anderson. Logan starting at second base today for the Docs. Batting in the 8th spot. Gets behind one, in the air, right side. It stays in the ballpark, but not playable for first base, right field, or second base. None of those players able to get to that one. And Anderson back at the plate. We'll have an 0-2 count. Sebastian Watson on at first. Carpenter trying to wrap up a clean second inning here. His 0-2 pitch, runner going. Pitch missed, throw to second base. Nobody covering the bag. It will be shortstop Aiden Hayes that cuts it off before it makes its way to the outfield. Stolen base for Sebastian Watson. At the plate, a 1-2 count for Logan Anderson. RBI opportunity now for the Docs' number 8 hitter. Carpenter delivers. Ooh. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And down on strikes goes Anderson. Pair of strikeouts in the second inning for Mark Carpenter. And the Doc Stewarts will leave a man on at second. No runs, no hits, no errors. And the one man left on go to the bottom of the second, a 1-1 ball game on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, it's to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Leading off for the Falcons, first baseman, number 12, Owen Harper.
Owen Harper will lead things off for Klamath Falls as we start things here in the bottom of the second. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike one. Today's game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Evan Corbin on the mound. Fastball is lifted into the parking lot. Ooh, just lands right next to somebody's pickup truck. 0-2 count for Harper, the first baseman. Foul tip into the glove and couldn't hang on to it. Knocks Hubbard behind home. So Harper stays alive, just got a piece of that one. Corbin quickly into his windup, bounces that one just in front of home for ball one. Breeze is blowing. The American flag currently blowing straight out to center field. It'll shift between that and blowing out to left field throughout the day. It's the 1-2 pitch. Hit sharply to third, goes by Jace Johnson into left field. And the Doc Stewarts defensively have not been coming up with the plays they need to here early on. On base for Owen Harper. And a base hit for Owen Harper. It'll be the first hit of the ball game for either side. One on, Jaden Backer will bat, the third baseman. This Klamath Falls team made up of 3 players from Mazama, 3 from Klamath Union, 3 from Lakeview, and 8 from Henley. Squaring to bunt, offers, throw down to first. Tag back, not going to be in time for Evan Martin. At the plate, an 0-1 count for Backer, who was trying to lay down the sack bunt to move the runner up. A 1-1 ball game here in the second. Klamath Falls able to respond to the one run they gave up in the top of the first inning. Got one in the bottom of the first to tie this one back up. Corbin misses low and outside for a 1-1 count. I was talking about the college guys back, or the guys that are 1 year post high school for the Doc Stewarts. Really the only guy that came back after high school with eligibility, Knox Hubbard, the only guy to play as the ball sharply hit foul towards the Doc Stewart's dugout down the first base side. Knox got a decent amount of playing time with Clackamas Community College during the spring season. Foul tip. That one looked like it caught a little bit of Knox as it got knocked down by Jaden Backer. Backer with a 1-2 count against him. Nobody out and a runner on at first. Corbin gets a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Third strikeout in the game for Evan Corbin. One away here in the second. That is another Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout. Don't strike out when you are looking for dinner tonight. You could have a lot of choices, but you're sure to have a hit on your hands with Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. First pitch, strike 1 to the 9-hitter, Connor Shively. The catcher bats left-handed. The 0-1, he fouls one and is down 0-2. Top of the order waiting on deck. Aiden Hayes was hit by a pitch and came around to score, the only run of the game for Klamath Falls so far. An 0-2 pitch from Corbin, grounded third base side. Johnson will make the play to first. And they get the out there. Martin stretching to make the put out. Up to second base goes Harper. Jace Johnson makes the put out, 2 down. Top of the order, Aiden Hayes will stand in. Not sure if I said Cade or Jace on that last one. It was Jace Johnson at third, Cade DHing, so not playing defensively. Their body types are so similar, though. So I keep looking out there, and I keep thinking Cade, but I know it's Jace. It's a pitch high for a 1-0 count. Out in left field, Sebastian Watson looking up a bit, guarding his face with his glove as he tries to judge how the sun might play a fly ball out that direction. Swing and a ball fouled away. A 1-1 count for Aiden Hayes. Out to the mound to visit for Knox Hubbard. I think our umpire might have gotten clipped by another foul ball on that one. Got knocked to the turf in the first inning on a foul ball. Actually, it was on a pitch that hit Aiden Hayes in the helmet and then ricocheted off of that and hit the umpire. So I think it's Aiden Hayes. Something about him and in the umpire. They've got some bad mojo going on here tonight for some reason. Hubbard out at the mound talking with Evan Corbin. The two worked together in Hubbard's final season with Roseburg High School. So they're definitely familiar with each other, playing spring high school ball together through the years. Getting a chance to work together again here this summer. 1-1 pitch from Corbin. Fouled away, back to the netting. Strike 2 for Hayes. Trying to get the timing down here against Evan Corbin. Go ahead run out at second base after Owen Harper led off here in the second with a single. Another foul ball for Hayes, and the battle will continue. 1 on, 2 away, a 1-2 count at the plate. Aiden Hayes in a 1-1 ball game. Corbin delivers. That ball in the air, out towards left center. On the run is Carson Dunn. That ball, he tracks it down. No, he lost it as he went to the turf, and he's not looking like he's feeling great after that. He went down awkwardly into the Red Rock out there. That doesn't necessarily feel great. A run will come around to score. And out there in center field, Carson Dunn seems to be all right. He might have just gotten a little scratched up on that play. But another hard-hit ball here for Klamath Falls. And the Falcons will take a 2-1 lead over the Doc Stewarts. Ball fouled away down the right field side for Brody Hubble. So that was an RBI triple for Aiden Hayes. Carson Dunn almost made a great play to get underneath that one. Might have taken, just couldn't quite make the play as a ground ball goes right side and misplayed by Anderson. Another run will score, and Klamath Falls is on top 3-1. So ground ball right side for Hubble. Going to go down as an E4 for Anderson. And Doc Stewarts have their third error in the ball game. And 2 runs in here for Klamath Falls in the second. Swing and a miss. Runner going late. Throw to second. Caught. Tag plied by Anderson. That'll wrap things up for Hubble out at second. He was caught stealing. And that will finish off things for the Falcons. So Klamath Falls does get the lead with 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Doc Stewart error and nobody left on base for the Falcons. It's 3-1 as we go to the top of the third inning here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Well, the Doc Stewarts will find themselves with a deficit to try and overcome, trailing 3-1 as Braxton Dill will lead things off against Mark Carpenter. Dill gets underneath one. This ball not going to carry like what we've been seeing out of Klamath Falls. This goes to straightaway center field shallow for Dill. And on the first pitch of the third inning, Doc Stewarts fly out, one away. Doc's baseball here on The Score this season. Brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. That's Fisher's Hearth and Home. Top of the order, Brooks Avery, grounded out to short his first time up. Docs have now seen Carpenter for one time through the lineup. Carpenter misses outside. He's been pretty good on the mound here for Carpenter. Then again, both teams looking to try and throw their top guys. Carpenter definitely has some zip on the pitch. He gets a fly ball to center field, drifting back, and therefore the catch is Brody Hubble again. And that is back-to-back fly ball outs to center field. There's two down, and it brings up Carson Dunn, who was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first inning. Dunn will step in to hit with two away and nobody on base. First pitch high from Carpenter, 1-0 count. Seen the ball flying so far for Klamath Falls. Their hitters, boy, they've put a couple of pretty deep balls out to left and left center that have had the Docs outfielders running, both Carson Dunn and Sebastian Watson, trying to track balls down out there, and they've both been real close to making some big plays in and out of their gloves. That last one for Carson Dunn, boy, I thought he had come up with it, but as he went tumbling on the ground, the ball came loose. He squares to bunt, takes outside, and it's a 2-0 count for, make that a 3-0 count for Dunn. Two outs and nobody on. There's ball four. Over the plate, below. That'll be a walk for Carson Dunn. He gets on base for a second time. Second walk in the game for Mark Carpenter. That's the only way Docs have gotten runners on base, is either a hit by pitch or a walk. It'll bring up Knox Hubbard. He drove in a run with a ground out in the first inning. Carson Dunn with a healthy lead at first. Carpenter delivers in, bounces. Dunn will read it in the dirt and breaks for second, gets in standing up. That's what you want to see out of a runner on base. Try and find the trajectory of the baseball. Saw that one was headed low. And Dunn got the quick jump to get into scoring position. Doc's trying to be aggressive on the bases. A 1-0 pitch to Hubbard. And Dunn's going for third. That pitch inside got away from the catcher. Dunn's going to go all the way, heading for home, and he is beat by the tag. And that tag came in a bit high. Might have gotten Carson Dunn in the face. He didn't break stride at third, went all the way, but they get a great throw to the plate, and Carson Dunn tagged out at home as the Doc Stewarts tried to get one back. So it's still 3-1 as the Doc Stewarts get no runs on no hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the third. 3-1, Klamath Falls in front of the Doc Stewarts on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Leading off for the Falcons, your second baseman, number 4, Marcus Viola, 4.
Bottom of the third inning, 3-1. Klamath Falls in front of the Doc Stewart. Evan Corbin will face Marcus Uloa Ford, who swings and misses at the first pitch, as we welcome you back here to Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. Corbin delivers the 0-1 inside for a 1-1 count. Docs in the top half of the third tried to get aggressive. Carson Dunn thrown out trying to take 2 bases, a stolen base, and then trying to take home as the pitch got away. So another pitch bounces outside for Corbin. 2 balls and 1 strike to Uloa Ford. 2-1. Strike on the inside corner, 2-2. So you like the aggressive nature there by Dunn. He was stealing third all the way, but when the pitch got by, he didn't break stride. He went home, tried to get the score, and it didn't work out. A dribble or third base side. Jace Johnson fields, throws on the run, throws it high, and it gets away. But the runner will stay at first. Base hit there for Uloa Ford. Jace Johnson charging in. Airmailed that one over the head of Evan Martin at first. Not a lot of foul territory over there. In fact, it diminishes as it tapers down that either side, right and left field. So not very far to the fence line, and the fence stops it there. That made it so that Uloa Ford didn't have a chance to try and turn and take second base on the overthrow. 1 on, nobody out. Harper at the plate. Tyler Harper singles up the middle. And that's back-to-back base hits against Evan Corbin here in the third inning. And with nobody out, the Falcons have runners at first and second. So Klamath Falls, they didn't play American Legion Baseball last year in Area 4. It was just a 3-team race in Area 4 last year with the Docs, Medford, and the Emerald Challengers. But Grants Pass and Klamath Falls both back in the league this year. Klamath Falls trying to come out with an early statement in Area 4 play. Pitch high and away, a 1-0 count to Mark Carpenter, the pitcher. Bats 5th. Carpenter reach on an error in the first inning. Out at second base, Uloa Ford. At first base is Harper after back-to-back singles. Inside on the 1-0 offering to Carpenter. Unearned run in the first against Corbin. And I think 1 unearned run in the second as the ball fouled away. 2-1 count. Kind of think that's probably how I would score that. So really only 1 earned run so far against Evan Corbin. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Mark Carpenter at the plate with a 2-1 count. Playing in on the grass is Evan Martin in case of a bunt. Carpenter hasn't showed a bunt the entire at-bat. He flies one just over the fence into foul territory out of the stadium. And Carpenter has a 2-2 count back at the dish. Martin gave chase, but that one just carried over that probably 15-foot tall fence. 2-2 pitch. Reached for it. Goes a 1-hopper to Anderson. Flip to Avery. Throw back to Martin. Not in time. Docs will get 1 as they tried to turn it up the middle. Up to third goes Uloa Ford. And coming out of the dugout is Coach Eric Savage to have a conversation with the infield umpire. That is a 4-6 put out of Tyler Harper at second base for the first out. And as it stands right now, Mark Carpenter will be on at first with a fielder's choice. And there was a collision at first or something there for Evan Martin. He's kind of stretching out. He has his glove on the turf. He's kind of walking around. Something happened there. Boy, this has been a physical game to start. A lot of dings and bruises here early on for the Docs players and for the umpires, as the umpiring crew will confer See if there is a call to be made on that play at first base. I didn't quite. So they'll call him safe, I think, still at first. The out at second. Martin looks like he's kind of stretching out a groin or something like that. And I don't know if there was contact there at first on the play. Coach Whistler wanting an explanation, I think, of what the discussion was about there, but it's in his favor at the moment. Carpenter is on at first with the fielder's choice. One out at second base, so runners on the corner, one away, and Peyton Price will bat. He struck out swinging his last time up. 0 for 1 today against Evan Corbin. 3-1 lead. Klamath Falls in front. They're threatening to add to it. Down the middle for strike one to Peyton Price, the left fielder. Today's ballgame brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. The 0-1 from Corbin, swung on and missed for strike two. The pitch, 0-2, bounds to second base. Anderson will make the play to first. A run will score on the ground out by Peyton Price. For Anderson, no real opportunity to try and turn two as that ball took him towards first base. So that made it an easy score for Ulloa Ford. Price will pick up an RBI, 2 away, and it's 4-1. The Falcons in front of the Docks. Owen Harper will bat. He'll ground one to Anderson. Busy half inning for Logan Anderson, who makes the put out at first to get Owen Harper. Klamath Falls, they've come out swinging, and they add another run. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no Doc Stewart errors, and 1 runner left on base as we finish off the 3rd inning. We go to the top of the 4th, 4-1. Docs with some work to do as we hit the midway point of this Game 1 of our doubleheader on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Top of the 4th inning, Knox Hubbard, Evan Martin, and Jace Johnson, your 3 hitters due up for the Doc Stewarts. Today's game sponsored by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Give them a call at 541-378-6694. Klamath Falls Falcons in white, the home team. Numbers on the back in red, the blue ball caps with the red bills. Leading this one early. 4-1. They've scored in every inning so far. Docs scored a run in the first, but haven't been able to muster anything since. Have not gotten a hit yet against Mark Carpenter. It'll bring up Knox Hubbard to lead things off for the Doc Stewarts. First pitch hits the outside corner for a called strike to the left-handed hitting Hubbard. He grounded out to short in the first inning to drive in the only run of the game for the Docs. That was when Carson Dunn reached on a hit-by-pitch. Stole second, wild pitch got him to the third, and he scored on the ground out. Ground ball right side for Hubbard. Scooped up by Ulloa Ford, who makes the put out at first. 1 down to start off the 4th inning. Well, the Doc Stewarts, just 2 strikeouts in this one so far. They've gotten runners on base. Evan Martin up to bat. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for Martin, after Knox Hubbard just grounded out to start things off here in the 4th inning. Martin fouls that one down the right side. Ducks hit batter, walk, and a walk. That's gotten their 3 hitters on base. Carson Dunn's been on base twice. Sebastian Watson got on, and that's all they've had so far. But they've been putting the ball in play, just 2 strikeouts. So they've been making contact, just haven't been able to find a spot for him. On the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. As I talk about strikeouts, Martin goes down with the K. Third punch out of the game for Carpenter, and there's 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Jace Johnson stands in 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. Carpenter on the mound, he's been pushing it. His fastball has definitely got some zip. And the Doc Stewarts have been behind on plenty of these balls. A lot of foul balls down the right field side, and a few ground outs to second base for him. The 1-0 delivery by Carpenter, grounded foul towards the home dugout for the Falcons down the third base side. Doc's coaching staff, you've got Watkins at first and at third. Cody there at third, Zach at first is an off-speed pitch. The changeup comes in for strike 2. The 1-2 delivery out of Mark Carpenter, trying to make it a 1-2-3 4th inning. Misses high and away. Carpenter hasn't had a 1-2-3 inning yet. A runner has gotten on base every inning for the Docs. Jace Johnson trying to keep that streak going, see if they can do something with 2 outs. Reaches for the outside corner to foul off the pitch and stay alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes against Jace Johnson in the top of the 4th inning. Shadows starting to creep out towards the mound. Carpenter still in the sun, everything else down. Three-two pitch with 2 outs and nobody on for Jace Johnson. Carpenter out of his windup. Misses for ball 4. And so the streak will continue, but the Docs still without a hit. A walk to Jace Johnson. Docs have had a runner on base in every inning so far. Cade Johnson will try to make it 2 runners on base here in the 4th. See if we can do that. Johnson will take a lead at first. Johnson at the plate waiting on the pitch. Carpenter out of his stretch. Grounded right past one of the coaches there in the dugout for Klamath Falls, leaning out of the way as he was on the bucket, tracking things out there. Cade Johnson, the 0-1 count. Cade struck out swinging his first time at the plate. Doc's going through the lineup for a second time, trying to get a beat on Mark Carpenter. The 0-1 bounces in. Jace Johnson at first. Kind of got the aggressive secondary bump. Looked like he might be trying to steal, or at least see if he could throw off the Falcons. And he didn't quite pick up that ball in the dirt fast enough. Could have maybe taken second. The 1-1. Low again from Carpenter. 2 balls and a strike. Game 1 of a doubleheader in Klamath Falls. Going to be a late night for the Doc Stewarts. They turn around and head to Staten tomorrow for a single non-league game against the Crushers. 2-1 pitch. That ball popped up. Will carry out. Boy, that ball didn't get out by much. Looked like he was for sure heading out and then ended up just on the other side of the Cyclone fence. So a 2-2 count for Cade Johnson back at the dish. Jace Johnson at first base. And the Doc Stewarts trying to get something going here, trailing 4-1 against the Klamath Falls Falcons in Game 1 of a doubleheader. 2-2 pitch. Carpenter kicks and fires. And the Falcons thought it was strike 3, taking inside. Cade Johnson seemed confident that was ball 3. Everybody out on the field for the Falcons thought it was going to be strike 3. Mark Carpenter had to take a lap back behind the mound to reset his 3-2 pitch, and he steps off. He'll switch into the stretch. He was in the windup with a runner on at first. 3-2 pitch here for Carpenter. Strike 3 that time, down the middle. Cade Johnson might have thought that was a little high. That might have been why he let it go by. He is strikeout victim number 4, and the Doc Stewarts will leave a man stranded on base. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on. Mark Carpenter has got a no-hitter through the first 4 innings against the Doc Stewarts tonight, and it is 4-1. Right now, the Falcons in front as we go to the bottom of the 4th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. The always quick worker, Evan Corbin, already one pitch into the 4th inning, and he gets a ground ball out to shortstop for Jaden Backer. As we welcome you back here to Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls, one away. Connor Shively, the 9-hitter, will stand in with one out and nobody on. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Doc Stewart's trail 4-1. And that ball fouled away. I think went off the face mask for Knox Hubbard, who seems to be all right. 0-2. Guys behind the plate tonight taking a beating down there. Catchers and umpires. The 0-2 high and away to the left-handed hitting Shively. Doc Stewart's Baseball brought to you by Flyway Travel. You can book your travel plans with their travel experts. It's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and Evan Corbin seems to be coming out as a man determined to try and shut down this K-Falls lineup. Corbin gets his 4th strikeout in the game, 2 away, top of the order. Aiden Hayes, he's been on base and scored twice. A 1-0 count. Takes high and inside. Flyway Travel, they're now at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. Give them a call at 672-5701. Foul ball, 1-1 count. One count. Ball lifted to center field. Long run. Carson Dunn drifting back will get underneath it for the final out. And boy, it seems like every ball hit to the outfield right now is a bit of an adventure for the Doc Stewarts. But Dunn tracks that one down. And a 1-2-3 inning for Evan Corbin in the bottom of the 4th. Still a 3-run lead for Klamath Falls as we head to the top of the 5th inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
This half inning brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 541-459-1545. Joey Keyran here with you from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. Leading things off for the Doc Stewarts will be Sebastian Watson, then Logan Anderson and Braxton Dill, your three hitters due up here in the fifth inning as the Docs trying to make up a 3-run deficit in game one of our doubleheader. Sebastian Watson walked his first time up, stole second, but was stranded at second base. Stands in against Mark Carpenter, who's got a great game going here. Ground ball left side. There's the first hit of the ball game for the Docs on the first pitch of the fifth inning. Watson will get a hit, then he'll move to second on an error in left field. And the Doc Stewarts get a runner in scoring position with nobody out in the fifth. A single, then an E7 on that play. And the Doc Stewarts break up the no-hitter for Mark Carpenter. First hit of the game is always brought to you by MSK, True Value and Building Supply, located in Tri-City. Make sure that you make it a hit this summer with your projects around the house. Visit MSK, True Value and Building Supply. At the plate, Logan Anderson squaring to bunt, fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Watson heads up running there. He took the hard turn at first on that ball to left field, and out left, Peyton Price knocked it down but didn't field it cleanly. Had to chase it just a bit, and with Watson rounding hard, he just had to kind of get back up to speed and easily got into second. Anderson at the plate, not showing a bunt, going to try and swing away. Fouls off the 0-1 pitch for strike two. So the Doc Stewarts with a man in scoring position. They've had some chances but have been unable to do anything, but they haven't had a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs since the first inning. 0-2 pitch here for Anderson. Ground ball up the middle, should be playable. Second baseman Uloa Ford rifles it to first. A productive ground out for Anderson, moves Watson up to third. And the Doc Stewarts will have a man 90 feet from home with one away. Braxton Dill will try to get something going. Dill flew out to center field on the first pitch he saw back in the third inning. He'll stand in here. Braxton trying to bring home Sebastian Watson and cut this deficit down, trailing 4-1. Pitch bounces in behind the plate. Shively able to keep that one right underneath him and avoid allowing Sebastian Watson a chance to try and come home. Now, mentioned not a lot of room in foul territory down the first base line and third base line. So when that pickoff throw, a throw to first base by the third baseman got away, it didn't have a lot of room to roll around. But back behind home here at Kiger Stadium, if things get by behind home, there's definitely enough space back there for a ball to rattle around and allow a runner to try and advance. Time called. Out to the mound goes Coach, I believe that's Coach Pete Whistler, out there to have a conversation with his infield. Well, Area 4 play, I told you Medford lost earlier today against the Chico Nuts in their Northern California trip. The Emerald Challengers, I guess they must have added some games that they didn't have on their game-changer schedule. They're taking on the Mid-Valley Southpaws today. And in game one of a doubleheader, the Challengers win 9-1 in that matchup. They threw a one-hitter in that one. Also another score to report. Dr. Randall's getting a win today. We'll talk to you about that in a moment. The 1-0 pitch. Dill squares to bunt the pitch outside, and it's a 2-0 count. The single A, Dr. Randall's Crowns win over the Grants Pass Miners 21-2 in game one of a doubleheader at Champion Car Wash Field today. 2-0 pitch here for Mark Carpenter against Braxton Dill. Pitch outside, 3-0 count. The ball trickled away a bit there from Shively, but has not gotten away. He's been everything's been in the dirt here in this at-bat for Braxton Dill. Shively's been working hard. He's had to knock down a few. They haven't gotten too far away from him. And trailing by 3 here later in this ballgame, Doc's not looking to risk trying to score on a ball that barely gets by. 3-0 pitch in for a strike. They pushed the tempo, and the issue with Carson Dunn back in the third. He was thrown out trying to take an extra base. He stole third, and the ball got away on the pitch, and he tried to take 2 bags and was thrown out at home to finish things off in the third inning. Docs now may be a bit more conservative. As a squaring to bunt, Braxton Dill will take ball 4, and he earns away on base. Just 1 hit in this ball game for the Doc Stewarts here, but that is the 4th walk issued by Mark Carpenter. He's also hit a batter. And the Doc Stewarts have runners on the corners, 1 out. And all of a sudden, the game-tying run is at the plate, and the Docs looking to try and get something rolling here. Klamath Falls will send somebody to the bullpen to start getting loose. They are going to send Bo Pyle out there to start throwing. A right-hander. Top of the order, Brooks Avery, 0 for 2. Last time up, flew out to center field. He squares to bunt. Carpenter steps off and looks the runner back at first. You've got the Watkins, the assistant coaches, out there at first and third, but Coach Savage, you're going to have a hard time just having him calm in the dugout as they pitch outside in the dirt by Carpenter. Running from first, Braxton Dill was going the entire time, so he easily steals second. And really, behind the plate, the only concern there for Shively was whether or not he was able to field that ball and hold the runner at third. And that is Sebastian Watson. 2 runners in scoring position, a 1-0 count to Brooks Avery here. He squares the bunt again, will push it first base side. It is fielded by Carpenter. He'll underhand it to first just in time to get Avery on a sac bunt that scores 1. Sebastian Watson will come in to score, makes it a 4-2 ball game. There's 2 outs, and now Carson Dunn will come up to bat. 2 away. Watson scores. Dill moves to third. And now Carson Dunn will try to see if he can bring home another and get the Docs within 1 here in the top of the 5th. Low and outside, ball 1. Hadn't been paying attention. The Docs bullpen is a little bit harder to keep an eye on from where I sit up here in the booth. But I haven't seen any action out there. Again, there is a right-hander throwing for Klamath Falls in their bullpen. They lead it 4-2 in the top of the 5th inning. Carson Dunn takes low and outside as Mark Carpenter still got some good pop on the glove, but he's starting to miss the strike zone and throwing a few more pitches here in this 5th inning. Obviously gave up his first hit of the game as well here in the 5th. Still just 1 hit for the Docs as a rainbow appears out in center field. That pitch inside. I've been talking about the rainbow just a moment ago too. Some darker clouds off in the distance. That's definitely something to kind of keep an eye on. As mentioned, my weather app on my phone said there was a possibility of thunderstorms at some point. I want those to stay as far away as possible. 3-0 pitch to Dunn is ball 4 in the dirt, and that is a 2-out walk to put runners on the corners. 3rd time on base for Carson Dunn today. Dunn's been hit by a pitch and walked twice. That is the 5th walk issued by Mark Carpenter. That is really the lone kind of blemish on his day-to-day, as here comes another visit, and we're going to get a call to the pen. Mark Carpenter was real sharp to start. Things have kind of gotten away from him here in the 5th, but he still has a lead. And as he comes out of this one, he is going to be looking to try and hang on and see if he can get a win in the first game of the season for the Klamath Falls Falcons. We get a call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. Pitching change with runners at first and third and 2 away. Klamath Falls will go to the bullpen. Doc Stewart's threatening to try and get closer in this one, trailing 4-2. We'll take a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs. New man on the mound for the Klamath Falls Falcons will be Bo Pyle. This call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. The Falcons switching things up on the mound. If you're looking to switch things up when it comes to your insurance, get in touch with Chris Hubbard. He can help you deal with all of life's curveballs with life insurance coverage to fit your budget. Plus coverage for your home and your auto. That's Chris Hubbard. Give him a call. It's 541-672-3301, or you can visit chrisinsurers.com for a quote today. Bo Pyle takes over from Mark Carpenter, who went 4 2/3 innings, gave up 1 hit. Right now, just 2 runs, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. 2 runners on base would go to his total if they were to come around to score. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning, and the Doc Stewart's trailing by 2. They've got the game-tying run on at first. Knox Hubbard will bat. He is 0 for 2 in the game with an RBI groundout in his first at-bat. Two dugouts get a little chirpy here as we get to a big moment in this ball game. Can the Docs knock around? First pitch in for a strike to Knox Hubbard. Hubbard, a left-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher. At first is Carson Dunn. At third base is Braxton Dill. Dunn is running the pitch outside behind the plate. Shively came up looking, but decided to hang on to the baseball. No throws anywhere. And into second base goes Sebastian Dunn with his 3rd, make that 4th stolen base of game 1. So the game-tying run in scoring position for the Docs. And a pitch just outside for Knox Hubbard. Knox had the first RBI of the game for the Doc Stewarts. All RBIs are brought to you by BTB Moving. They provide labor services for your moving needs. If you've got a move coming up, they'll provide the muscle for you. Give them a call at 541-315-0122 to book their services today. A ball in the air out to left field. Not hard hit. Going to drop in front of the left fielder. 1 run comes in. The game-tying run coming to the plate, and the Doc Stewarts will tie it up on the 2-run single by Knox Hubbard. That ball at first looked like it was going to carry with plenty out to Peyton Price in left field, but he was kind of slow coming in and looked like all the way he planned on playing that on 1 hop. And that allowed 2 runs to come in and score with 2 outs, the runners going on contact there. So 3 runs have come in here in the 5th inning. Doc Stewart's tied up on just their 2nd hit of the game. 4-4 contest. Mark Carpenter exits, and he will be a no decision today as he exits with the game tied. Evan Martin gets pinched hit for here as Daniel Withers swings at the first pitch he gets and fouls it away. Daniel Withers coming in. It sounds like they plan on having him take over at first base. Evan Martin was dealing with a kind of leg or groin issue there. It seemed like he was trying to do a lot of stretching in the bottom of the 4th inning, and so maybe they just put him on the bench to try and make sure he doesn't have any issues. As Withers gets around on 1, fouls at third base side, knocked down by Coach Watkins. Cody down there. Didn't field it cleanly, but barehanded, he knocked that down and made it playable. There is a runner at first. Drew Camp running for the catcher, Knox Hubbard, the courtesy runner there. Withers An 0-2 pitch lifted right side. Harper comes in and is underneath it for the final out. Doc Stewart's send 7 hitters to the plate, and they're able to tie this one up. They score 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error for Klamath Falls in the half inning, and 1 runner left on base for the Doc Stewarts. So it's tied 4-4 as we go to the bottom of the 5th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway. The ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Here in the 5th inning, Hubble is 0 for 2, reached on an error in the 2nd. Tie ball game 4-4 as the Docs scored 3 in the top of the 5th. Hubble sends one right side into foul territory. Chasing was Braxton Dill, running out of room down there. And it'll fall for strike 2. Another foul ball for Brody Hubble. Welcome everybody back to Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls, where the Doc Stewarts find themselves back in this ball game after scoring 3 in the top of the 5th. Corbin trying to get another 1-2-3 inning like he did in the 4th. Ground ball left side, backhanded by Avery. He'll throw over to Daniel Withers, who has stayed in the game defensively after pinch hitting for Evan Martin. And Withers receives the throw across by Avery for the out. 1 away. So Marcus Yola Ford will stand in. He's 1 for 2 today with a single and a run scored his last time up. Takes a strike on the first pitch. Corbin has now retired 6 straight batters. Gets a ground ball foul down the third base side by Eula Ford. So the 0-2 count. Swung on and missed, and Evan Corbin has settled in and made his way back on the right side of things here tonight. Had a couple of hits given up in the 2nd and 3rd innings, but he seems to be finding his groove again on the mound. His 5th strikeout of the night. All strikeouts brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. First pitch swinging here for Tyler Harper is grounded foul down the third base side. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. 0-1 for Corbin. Hits a line drive, does Tyler Harper. Out to Sebastian Watson, and it goes through his legs. Will roll to the fence. Harper's heading for second, and he'll be in a single and an error. Put him in scoring position. Second error out there for Watson. Playing on that natural grass surface. And the outfield trying to field those balls that are, kind of fielding grounders in the outfield can sometimes be tough out there on the natural grass surface. Docs, of course, used to playing at home on the turf field there, so that'll definitely be something to keep in the back of their minds moving forward about working on fielding those grounders out in the outfield. There's a pitch in the dirt, check swing. Didn't go around, and it's a ball 1 to Mark Carpenter. Yes. Carpenter stays in the game after coming off of the mound. This 1-0 pitch is blown outside. So a runner on base. That's the first hit for Klamath Falls since Tyler Harper had a single back in the 3rd. So he's had the last 2 hits for the Falcons. Ball popped up, right side, up to the fence. Withers will watch that one go over and out of play for strike 1. Looks like the Docs do have some activity going on in their bullpen. But I can't tell you who's down there. 2-1 pitch here for Carpenter. Corbin looking for the final out of the 5th inning, trying to keep this game tied. A ground ball roller left side. It goes off the end of the glove for Jace Johnson. He had the runner to contend with there. And I think an interference call might be coming. They're going to call an interference on the runner for the final out here in the 5th inning. And Coach Whistler for Klamath Falls wants a explanation here. The first base coach is getting an explanation as well. And so Coach Whistler is always a guy that is animated out there. And that's going to finish things off here. Coach Whistler's in the face of the umpire on the field. So that'll finish things off in the 5th inning. Carpenter grounds to the third base side. They call interference on the runner from second to third. And that will be the final out here. No runs come in. It's still tied at 4 as we go to the top of the 6th inning on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Well, it's a tie ball game going to the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Jace Johnson to lead things off for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Tonight's game brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. On the mound, a new pitcher came in the 5th inning, Bo Pyle. Pyle missing inside to Johnson on the first pitch. Jace gets underneath one. Out, Eula Ford coming in. Harper, the right fielder Harper, will make the catch. Retires Jace Johnson to start things off here in the 6th inning. Docs rallying from a 4-1 deficit. They were no hit through the first 4 innings of the contest, but find their way back in here. And now looking to try and find a way to get in front for the second time today. Docs took a 1-0 lead in the top of the first, but quickly gave it back in the bottom of the first. Low and outside, ball 1 to Cade Johnson. Pyle on the mound. Misses outside, a 2-0 count. Cade has struck out twice, his first time against the new man on the mound, just the 4th batter to face Bo Pyle. Out of the windup. Cade gets behind one, launches it deep down the left field side. It one hops to the fence. That'll be a base hit. He's heading in for second, standing up. It's a 1-out double for Cade Johnson, deep out to the left field corner. And the Doc Stewarts have the go-ahead runner in scoring position. 1 away here in the top of the 6th, and the Doc Stewarts trying to take the lead and grab it back to see if they can get a sweep on the road. You can't sweep an opponent unless you take game 1. So this is a big one here for the Doc Stewarts. Sebastian Watson is 1 for 1 today with a walk and a single. He had the first hit of the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts, always brought to you by MSK True Value and Building Supply in Tri-City. He takes elevated for ball 1. Where we sit here behind home, you can kind of see how the pitch comes in across the plate, inside, outside half, but high and low is kind of tough to judge sometimes, especially pitches at the top of the zone, knowing how high exactly they come in. Squaring to bunt, taking outside for a 2-0 count, Sebastian Watson ahead in the at-bat against Pyle. All 4 runs for the Doc Stewarts came in against Mark Carpenter, so after holding the Docs hitless through the first 4, he will exit with a no decision. It's a ball fouled back right at us here. For those watching online, that one, that's playable for you. And if you didn't make that play, that's an EU right there. 2 balls and 1 strike to Sebastian Watson. That one was right at the GoPro camera. That was pretty good. 2-1 here for Waddy. Seabass takes outside. I got to be careful. There's a couple. The Watkins brothers, who are the assistant coaches, they were always the Waddies. Sebastian Watson, he was always Seabass, so I got to get those right, those nicknames there. 3-1 count for Seabass. Inside, ball 4, and there's runners at first and second. Still just 1 out. That's the first walk issued by Pyle. 6th walk in the game for the Klamath Falls pitchers. That'll bring up Logan Anderson, the second baseman, 0 for 2 in the game. Pyle delivers. Anderson takes ball 1. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. Pyle's 1-0 delivery is fouled away by Anderson. Video streaming. You get that great angle there with the fisheye lens. It's brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. You can find it at 541radio.com or on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score to follow us there. 1-1 pitch, squaring to bunt. Anderson takes it back as he watches one go by right down the middle for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Anderson, the 8-hitter in the lineup card for the Doc Stewarts, batting with an RBI opportunity out at second base. Cade Johnson after his 1-out double. At first base, Sebastian Watson on base for a 3rd time today. The 1-2, opposite field. That ball not hit very hard. Running in, Harper will get there in time. Johnson tagging. He heads from second to third. No throw, and he's in standing up. A productive out to right field for Anderson. He's 0 for 3 in the game, but that one at least helps move the runner up 90 feet. And the go-ahead run is 90 feet from home with Braxton Dill at the plate and 2 away. Docs with 3 hits in this one. Time called, and Pete Whistler going to head to the mound for Klamath Falls to have a conversation with the team, talk over their defense with runners at first and third and 2 away. Looking at the numbers, 4 runs for the Doc Stewarts on 3 hits. Docs in this one so far have committed a few errors, to say the least. 5. I got 4, but maybe I'm missing one there. I've got it down as 4 for the Doc Stewarts in this one. So 4 runs, 3 hits, 4 errors for the Docs. On the other side for Klamath Falls, they've got their 4 runs in on 5 hits and 1 error in this one for K Falls. Two outs with runners at first and third here in the top of the 6th inning. A 4-4 ball game. Braxton Dill gets around on the first pitch, and he sharply grounds that one past Cody Watkins down the third base side. Foul for strike 1. On the mound, Bo Pyle trying to get through things here in the 6th inning. Runner going, looking to third all the way with Shively. Didn't even pay attention to the runner going to second base. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Doc Stewarts, with Watson taking second. 1-1 count at the plate for Braxton Dill. Strike on the outside corner for Dill. 1-2 count. So Braxton will step back in A 1-2 count. Wind blowing straight out to center field. 2 away. Runners at second and third for the Docs. Just outside on the 2-2 count. Now a 2-2 count. Pyle trying to wrap up things in the 6th inning and leave 2 runners stranded on base. His 2-2 pitch bounces in behind the dish. Shively continues to do a nice job making sure that baseball doesn't get by him. Three-two count. First base is open. The 3-2 delivery. Dill takes well outside for ball 4. Another walk issued by Pyle, his second, in relief of Mark Carpenter. And the bases are loaded with 2 away in the top of the order. Brooks Avery up to bat, trying to see if he can bring in a run and give the Doc Stewarts a lead. Avery is 0 for 2 in the game, had a sac bunt his last time up. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. So far today, Brooks Avery, a ground out to short, a pop out to center, and then the sac bunt. The 0-1 pitch, line drive left field. That ball's going to drop in. Docs will take a lead. 1 run in, a second run heading to the plate. Watson will get in with no throw. Back to second base. They get Cade Johnson, but the run will count. 2 runs come in for the Doc Stewarts. They take a 6-4 lead. The final out made at second base on the call against Cade Johnson, who was tagged on the back. Eric Savage is out to ask there. So 2 runs come in on the single by Brooks Avery. As it stands right now, the inning will come to an end out at second base. And I don't think the call is going to get overturned, so we'll take a break. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Docs in front by 2, their largest lead of the night on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Evan Corbin still throwing for the Docs. Gets a first pitch swing. A fly ball out to left field for Peyton Price to start things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Doc Stewarts lead this one 6-4 over Klamath Falls. Peyton Price, 1 pitch, 1 out as he flies out to left field. He is 0 for 3 in the game with an RBI on a ground out. Nobody on. First pitch here to Owen Harper, who's 1 for 2 with a single. He fouls one down the right field side. Docs Baseball tonight brought to you by Colorcraft. They're a paint store, not a paint department. The 0-1 pitch around in front of this one, so foul ball to either side of the field for Owen Harper so far. He's down 0-2. Docs led 1-0 after the top of the first inning, but Klamath Falls tied it in the bottom of the first, then built a 4-1 lead. Docs have rallied back and now lead at 6-4. The ball again fouled away by Harper. Out to the bullpen, or back to the, off of somebody's car. Off the concession stand, off the car, nothing but net. 0-2 pitch coming up for Evan Corbin. Into his 6th inning of work. That ball out in front again. Jace Johnson chasing that ball in foul territory. Almost got there in time. I didn't think he had a chance, but he ended up getting pretty close to it. That ball lands, though. It stays an 0-2 count here for Harper. One away. Thought they were talking to me for a second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Owen Harper goes down. 6th strikeout in the game for Evan Corbin, 2 away. That is another Mountain Mike strikeout. Jaden Backer. No, it is the pitcher. Bo Pyle, he came in for Backer as the pitcher Mark Carpenter moved to third base defensively after he was done on the mound. So Bo Pyle here getting his first at-bat of the night. As he has come on in relief, he takes inside for ball 1, swings, launches one to center, not very deep. Calling for it is Avery Brooks underneath it. The shortstop makes the catch to finish off things in the bottom of the 6th. And the Doc Stewarts, a little bit of a sluggish start to start off this ball game, but they have rallied back in this one and now seem to be feeling themselves a little bit here late. They get a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 6th, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We go to the 7th. Docs lead 6-4 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Top of the 7th inning, Doc Stewart's baseball here on the Score. Tonight's game brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Now open in Sutherland for business. Their new facility, check it out there below the golf course. They've got state-of-the-art family medicine, urgent care, and lab services available. That's Evergreen Family Medicine. New man behind the plate for Klamath Falls. Tyler Harper moves in behind the plate. So Harper moves in from right field. And thought maybe that said 11 on the back of his jersey out in right field. This is why you should always have jerseys with numbers on the front and the back. Because I can't tell you who's in right. Carson Dunn will lead things off for the Doc Stewarts here in the 7th inning, trying to add some insurance runs. Dunn takes high for ball 1. Right-hander on the mound, delivering to Dunn. He squared to bunt, takes high. And it is a 2-0 count for Dunn, who has reached base 3 times, hit by a pitch, and walked twice. 2-0 delivery. Dunn gets behind one out to left field. That ball deep, running back. Price to the fence, to the wall. Back-to-back games for Carson Dunn. He hit one yesterday. I say back-to-back days. He had one yesterday in game 1. Now he gets a solo shot to lead things off here in the 7th. His second round tripper of the season. Carson Dunn makes it a 3-run ball game for the Doc Stewarts. I told him if one doesn't leave the yard here today, I'm going to be disappointed. Carson Dunn takes care of it here in the 7th. 4th time on base for him. He scores his 3rd run of the game, and the Docs lead 7-4. Nobody out. I don't know, got an out on there. Nobody out as that's a leadoff solo homer here in the 7th. Low and outside for ball 1 to Knox Hubbard. Peyton Price turned. He was running to that left field fence to see about playing it off the wall, but that ball just kept carrying. As Carson Dunn leaves the ballpark. 2-0 count here for Knox Hubbard. Hubbard 1 for 3 in the game with 3 RBI. He gets underneath one. This is not going to be enough to leave the yard. It might be trouble on shallow left field, though, coming in underneath it. Price there to make the catch. Out in right field now is number 14. That's Ryan Glidden out in right field. Takes over out there for Harper, who goes back behind the plate for Shively. 1 away. First pitch misses high to Daniel Withers, his second at bat. Coming in for Evan Martin defensively. He grounds one to short. A slow roller there to Aiden Hayes. His throw to first. He's going to be in time. 6-3 put out, 2 down, and it brings up Jace Johnson. Jace Johnson 0 for 2 in the game with a walk. Third baseman flew out to right field his last time up. First pitch low for ball 1 to Johnson. So Harper behind the plate. That's Tyler Harper. Owen Harper at first. Eloa Ford at second. Mark Carpenter at third and Aiden Hayes at short defensively. It's pitch behind Jace. He ducks out of the way. In the outfield, still Peyton Price in left field. I believe still Brody Hubble in center. And now it is Ryan Glidden in right field. The 2-0 pitch again behind the hitter, and it's a 3-0 count for Jace Johnson. Sun making its way behind some clouds as the field now kind of filled with shadows. Lights will probably be flickering on here in a little while. Inside for ball 4, Jace takes the walk on 4 straight pitches. Third walk for Bo Pyle in the outing. Kind of looks like maybe lights in the outfield starting to, I think the sun's just reflecting off of them a little bit. I thought they were starting to flicker on. Some darker clouds have moved into the region, and that'll be something to keep an eye on. We're keeping our fingers crossed that the weather cooperates for us here tonight. Pitch bounces in behind the plate. It gets away from the catcher. Harper will throw to second base. It gets away from the second baseman, and going to third will go Johnson, and he's into third base. So Jace Johnson on 1 pitch, able to get 2 bases. Wild pitch, he takes second, then a throwing error, gets third. 1-0 count for Cade Johnson at the plate, who had a double his last time up. Got things rolling in the 6th inning when the Docs would take the lead with 2 runs. He takes a strike, a 1-1 count. Pyle on the mound, a 1-1 pitch outside. Solo homer by Carson Dunn led things off here in the 7th inning. His 2nd of the season, 3rd of the year for the Doc Stewarts. Back-to-back days that Dunn has gone yard. The 2-1 pitch. Strike taken for Cade Johnson, and he's got himself a 2-2 count with 2 away, and his cousin Jace Johnson at third. I said that Cade Johnson was thrown out to end things in the 6th inning. At second base, it was Braxton Dill. So if those of you remembering at home were scoring that one, it was Dill that was thrown out to finish things in the 6th. As a pitch misses, count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Cade Johnson. Here in the top of the 7th, Docs will need 3 outs in the bottom of the 7th to wrap up a win in Game 1, a comeback victory. Low and inside, ball 4. Walk issued to Cade Johnson. 4th walk issued by Bo Pyle. And out of the dugout comes Coach Whistler for a trip to the mound. Stay with us for the Neal Company Real Estate post-game show. That'll be coming up here as this one wraps up. We will do that to recap Game 1. Then we flip the script, go to our Roseburg Disposal pregame show for Game 2. And we'll have that conversation with Sebastian Watson coming up before we get Game 2 underway. We do get a call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance, a new man on the mound for Klamath Falls here in the 7th. We'll take a 60-second timeout and get you all the details on the change here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Third pitcher of Game 1 for Klamath Falls will be Colin Tacchini. Taking over on the mound, the call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. If you're looking to switch things up when it comes to your insurance coverage, get in touch with Chris Hubbard. He can help you deal with all of life's curveballs with life insurance coverage to fit your budget plus coverage for your home and auto. That's Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance, 541-672-3301, or visit chrisinsures.com today. Runners at first and third with 2 away here in the 7th inning. Tacchini takes over. Bo Pyle goes 2 innings. And right now he will be credited with 3 runs, though there are 2 runners on base that would go to his total. But right now 3 runs on 4 hits over 2 innings. He walked 4, struck out none in his time on the mound. Tacchini will take over. He will face Sebastian Watson, who's been on base all 3 times today. 2 walks and a single. He had the first hit, and he gets hit by a pitch. Pitch inside. Watson took it off the front arm and grazed him a bit there, and he takes the free pass down to first. That'll load him up with 2 outs, and it brings up Logan Anderson, 0 for 3 in this game. So on base 4 times today for Sebastian Watson. Anderson, comebacker to the mound, fielded by Tacchini. He will make the throw to first base and retire the side. Unlucky there for Anderson, goes right back to the mound, and a good job there by Tacchini to field his position. So the Doc Stewarts add 1 on the solo homer by Carson Dunn, and now they lead at 7-4 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Evan Corbin trying to close it out with a complete game performance when we return on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your 4-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Linden.
Evan on Corbin on the mound to try and wrap this one up. Corbin has given up just 5 hits in this one, and he's been pitching a shutout ever since the 4th inning, as he has given the Docs a chance to fight back into this one. First pitch, swing, and a foul ball back to the net for strike 1 to the hitter. This is the new right fielder, Ryan Glidden, that is batting in this 9 spot, taking over for Shively. The 0-1 pitch is out towards right field. That one going foul again. Gets out of play for strike 2. Oh, 2 count And his first at-bat for Glidden. And Evan Corbin will be one strike away from getting the first out here in the 7th, getting the Doc Stewarts within 2 outs of getting this one in their back pocket, leading 7-4. Coming back from trailing 4-1 early on. Docs tied it up in the 5th, took the lead in the 6th, and added another run in the 7th. 0-2 pitch for Glidden. Ground ball, third base side, fair ball. That's going to get into the corner down there. Watson will come up throwing. The throw to second, not going to be in time. In safely will go Glidden. And Savage is going to come out to have a conversation about that call. That ball kind of looked like it. I would have initially thought that it was foul. It looked like it went by on the left side of third base. But I don't know if Savage will get this call. They don't have an umpire down there to help out the home plate umpire, so it's all on him and his call. So a leadoff double for Glidden. The game-tying run is the on-deck hitter. And they're going to get a conference with the umpires here. Just the home plate umpire had the best look at that one, so I don't know if the umpire in the field is going to have anything to help out on the call for Coach Savage. Seven to 4 our score here in the bottom of the 7th. Klamath Falls trying to rally back. Waiting on things here in the 7th inning. Again, the Neal Company Real Estate postgame show will be coming up once this one goes complete. And we will keep you here in between games as we get ready for Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Doc Stewart's looking to hold on for a win and see if they can get a sweep on the road. Out at second base, Ryan Glidden. As the umpires broke and the call seems to be staying, and Eric Savage continues to try and figure out if he can figure out the physics on how that was a fair ball down the third base line. And now we will get back to play here. Glidden will stay out at second base. Nobody out. Aiden Hayes, the leadoff man, will come up to bat. He is 1 for 2 today with an RBI triple. He has scored twice. First pitch fouled back. Doc still leading this one by 3. The on-deck hitter is the game-tying run. So the runner out at second base, not necessarily a huge one, but obviously you don't want to let Klamath Falls get any sort of momentum, as the Docs will try to hang on to this 3-run advantage. Aiden Hayes, a 1-1 count, taking high. Corbin's pitch. Ground ball, third base side. That's not foul, or not fair, and that one's fouled by quite a ways. A 1-2 count. One-two pitch. The wind continues to blow out to center field here at Kiger Stadium. Knox Hubbard knocks it down behind the dish for a 2-2 count. The backstop for the Doc Stewart's doing a good job holding the runner out at second base. Corbin out of his stretch. The 2-2, ground ball, third base side. They've got the runner off at second. Throw to second base. Now they'll throw to the shortstop, tag there. The runner stays at first, so Docs will get the lead runner as Glidden caught off the bag. And on it at first is Aiden Hayes. Jace Johnson fielding that one. So that'll go down as a 5-4-6 put out there. One away as Glidden goes down. At first base, Hayes on with the fielder's choice. Brody Hubble will bat. He is 0 for 3 in the game, reached on an error. Ground ball to second. Logan Anderson boots it. Rolls into right field. The runner is going to try to take third. The throw coming in, cut off, throw to second base to get the runner there. Got him at second base. Tag applied by Avery. So a runner out at second base for the second out. Hubble will get on with an error. Then gets thrown out at second base, and Aiden Hayes goes first to third. So that'll go down as 5-6 on the put out at second base. Been quite the interesting finish to tonight's ball game in game one of our doubleheader. Swinging a foul tip into the glove for strike one for Marcus Eula-Ford. He's got a hit in this one. He'll take low. 1-1 count. So we've had a couple of outs on the bases so far here in this seventh inning. A runner at third and a 3-run deficit for Klamath Falls. Swing and a miss for strike two. Evan Corbin needs one more to finish it off here. Corbin, the 1-2 pitch. Ball got away from Hubbard, but not far enough. Hubbard will track it down. Corbin was covering at home. 2-2 count for Eula-Ford. Still at third base, Aiden Hayes. Corbin's delivery on the 2-2. That ball, line drive to left field, will bring in a run, and the seventh inning will continue for Cave Falls. RBI for Eula-Ford. So 1 in, 7-5. Still 2 outs. Tyler Harper, the scheduled hitter, and a visit out to the mound for Coach Eric Savage. The Docs do have an arm getting loose in the bullpen. And Evan Corbin's going to hand over the baseball. If he was at home, he'd get a big round of applause. Nice day on the mound for Evan Corbin. He's put his team in a position to get a win. A little bit of a wild seventh inning here facing the top half of the order for Cave Falls. A 2-out single by Eula-Ford brings in 1. But the Doc Stewarts need one more to get out of things here in the seventh to get a win. And they will look to the bullpen to try and get it. We'll have the details when we come back. A 60-second timeout for the Call to the Pin, brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Brings up the right fielder, number 15, Tyler Harper.
Seventh inning action for you here. Tristan Ledbetter will take over on the mound. Doc's 1 out away from getting a win in game one of this doubleheader. It'll be Tyler Harper, the cleanup hitter, to face Ledbetter, who will come on in a save opportunity here for him. He needs just 1 out. And there is a ball out towards left center. That ball's got enough to carry to the warning track, to the fence. And Harper will drive in 1. He's in, standing up at second base, and it's a 1-run ball game. A double for Tyler Harper, his 3rd hit of the ball game. Scoring from first was Eula-Ford. If not for some base running outs for Klamath Falls, this could have been a walk-off win possibly there for him, or it could be a tie ball game. Boy, what could have been here? Ledbetter still just needs 1 out. The game time run at second base. Coming in to score, Eula-Ford. Evan Corbin goes out after 6 2/3 innings. 7 hits allowed, no walks. He finished with 6 strikeouts and 1 hit batter. Ledbetter will face Mark Carpenter, the third baseman. He pitches in the dirt for ball 1. Runner at second base. Carpenter's been on base all 3 times, but does not have a hit. The 1-0 bounces outside. It gets away from Knox Hubbard. Up to third base will go Harper. Well, this one suddenly has taken a turn here. It is a 7-6 ball game. Game-tying run now at third. 1 out needed for the Doc Stewarts. Mark Carpenter at the plate trying to provide the game-tying hit. Tyler Harper at third. Tristan Ledbetter on the mound. His 2-0 pitch swung on and missed. 2 balls and a strike. Peyton Price waits on deck. Ledbetter's 2-1 delivery. Outside, behind the plate, Hubbard sliding to his right to make sure that ball didn't get by. Back in at third goes Harper. He was well off the bag there, and Hubbard came up looking his direction. 3 balls, 1 strike to the 5-hitter Mark Carpenter. Reaches for 1, flares it out to right field, and we've got a tie ball game. So Mark Carpenter will tie it up 7-7, and now the Doc Stewarts need 1 out to try and send this one to extra innings in game 1 of a doubleheader. Peyton Price is up. He's 0 for 3 in the game. Did drive in a run on a ground out. He will bat with a runner on at first. That's the game-winning run at first base right now. 2 away. First pitch, comebacker up the middle, gets into center field. Up to second goes Carpenter. On at first is Price, his first hit of the ballgame. Suddenly, this Klamath Falls offense has come to life. 5 hits here in the 7th inning, 3 straight off of Tristan Ledbetter. First and second for the Klamath Falls Falcons. They got all the momentum on their side right now. The game-winning run in scoring position. Owen Harper at the plate. Tristan Ledbetter just needs 1 more out. Underneath, Knox Hubbard will get to it as he knocked it down. And the runners both hold. 1-0 count for Owen Harper, who's 1 for 3, struck out his last time up. Fouls 1 off for strike 1. 7-7 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. Game-winning run at second base. Ledbetter kicks and delivers. Low and outside. Hubbard stopping it behind the plate. Well, things have gone from the Docs feeling pretty good about things to now they're trying to cling to this one. The 2-1 pitch up the middle. Brooks Avery will flip it to second baseman Logan Anderson, and we head to extra innings. 8 hitters come to the plate in the 7th inning for Klamath Falls, and they're able to get 3 runs and force it to extra innings. We go to the top of the 8th, tied at 7-all. Game 1 of a doubleheader tonight in Klamath Falls for the Doc Stewarts here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Well, game one of our doubleheader goes to extras, the top of the 8th inning, here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Braxton Dill, Brooks Avery, and Carson Dunn all due up here in the 8th inning. Klamath Falls with a ton of momentum after scoring 3 to tie the game in the 7th inning. And very well, they could have won it there in the 7th, if not for a couple of outs on the base paths. On the mound is Colin Tacchini. He's faced 2 batters so far in relief. His third batter will be Braxton Dill, who takes high ball 1 to lead things off in the 8th. Tacchini came in the 7th inning, hit a batter, and then got a comebacker to the mound to finish things off against the Docs. The 1-0 pitch, Dill takes a strike, a 1-1 count. Braxton has walked twice and flown out to center field. The 1-1 pitch from Tacchini. Outside with the breaking ball. 2 balls and a strike. Top of the 8th inning. Extras here. So no Neil Company post-game show for you just yet. We'll wait on that one. 2-1 delivery out of Tacchini. Swung on and missed by Dill. A 2-2 count. That'll be a blown save for Tristan Ledbetter here tonight. And now Evan Corbin, who looked like he was on target for a win, will exit with a no decision. 2-2. Dill swings through it for strike 3. 1 away. First strikeout in the game for Colin Tacchini. Top of the order here, Brooks Avery. Brooks Avery had a 2-run single in the 6th inning. He's got 3 RBI in this one. He is 1 for 3 in the game. Trying to get something started with 1 out in the 8th inning. Lights starting to come on here at Kiger Stadium. These dark clouds kind of hanging around. A first pitch swing and a first pitch single for Brooks Avery, his 2nd hit of the ball game. He's 2 for 4 in the contest, puts a runner on base with 1 out for the Doc Stewarts. That'll bring up Carson Dunn, who's been on base all 4 times today. He hit a solo homer in the top of the 7th inning, which, looking back now, was very important for this Docs team. Swinging a foul back for strike 1 for Dunn. Docs with 6 hits in the ball game now. Oh, 1 count. Ooh. Out at first base. Looked like Brooks Avery was thinking about trying to steal on that next pitch, but on the mound, Tacchini stepped off and he kind of had Avery caught there, but he did dive back in time. There was no throw. The 0-1. Ball well struck by Dunn again out to left field. That's going to go over the head of Price. Hits off the wall. Dunn will have another extra base hit. Rounding into third, they're going to send Avery to the plate. The throw in time, and Brooks Avery thinks he was safe. Thought he slid around the tag at home. Up to third goes Carson Dunn. That was a pretty nice slide there by Brooks Avery, but the throw beat him pretty well. So the Doc Stewarts trying to gain the lead, unable to do so. Carson Dunn ends up at third after a double. Another extra base hit for Dunn. All extra base hits are brought to you by BTB Moving, providing labor services for your moving needs. Veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, and careful. Senior and veteran discounts are available, so book now at 541-315-0122, or you can find them on Facebook at BTB Moving for your next move.
Brings up catcher number 4.
Knox Hubbard
Knox.
looking to try and bring in Carson Dunn. So a double for Dunn, and then he advanced to third on the throw to the plate. That'll go down 7-5-2 on the putout on Avery. He had a really good slide into the plate, almost slid around it, but I think if the throw hadn't beat him by as much as it did, he might have been able to argue a case a little bit more, but the optics of that throw coming in so far ahead of him pretty much assumed that he was going to be out. A pitch high and away to the lefty Hubbard. It's one of the things where you wish you had ESPN here, all of their high-def cameras at the multiple different angles. You might have been able to tell that he got a fingertip on the plate before a tag was applied. And Hubbard will ground one to second. It's fielded by Eula Ford, and that'll finish the top of the 8th inning. So the Doc Stewart's an out at home. Keeps them from retaking the lead. They'll leave a man on at third. For the Doc Stewarts, no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. Still 7-7 going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Extras here in Game 1 of our league opener for the Falcons and the Doc Stewarts on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters due up for Klamath Falls here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's going to be Colin Takini, who's the new pitcher. He's been out there for a little bit now, but his first trip to the plate, taking over in the 8th spot in the lineup card. So Colin Takini gets his first at-bat of the night, facing Tristan Ledbetter. Puts the ball in play to second baseman Logan Anderson, who fields and throws to first. 1 away to start things off in the 8th inning. Doc Stewart's were 1 out away from getting this win in the 7th inning, but then double, single, single brought in the game-tying run, and we are in extras here in the bottom of the 8th inning, tied at 7. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Ryan Glidden. Glidden had a double his last time up. It was down that third base line. That was the controversial double down the third base line that Coach Savage was trying to argue. It was a foul ball. 1-1 count for Glidden. Tristan Ledbetter on the mound for Evan Corbin. Came in the 7th. The 1-1. Just out off the edge for a 2-1 count. So 6 of the 7 runs come in against Evan Corbin as a pitch bounces outside. 3 balls and a strike to the 9-hitter Ryan Glidden. Came in as only his second at bat here. – 3-1 count. Time called before Ledbetter's next pitch. One away, nobody on base here in the bottom of the 8th. Out of the windup for Ledbetter. Fouled away for strike 2. Those are not going to all be earned runs against Evan Corbin. I had him down for probably 2 of the first 4 were earned. Line drive right side, gets in for a base hit for Glidden. And this Klamath Falls team has just done a nice job of putting the ball in play and making things happen. Doc Stewarts have done a decent job putting the ball in play themselves, but they just haven't had as much luck, it seems like, as Klamath Falls to get those balls to drop in. That's the 11th hit in the game for K Falls. We've got a runner on at first with one out. That's the game-winning run. Pitch high and away, ball one, top of the order here. This is when things started to go a little bit sideways for the Doc Stewarts in the 7th inning, as when things got back to the top of the order. As a pickoff throw to first, not in time. Withers applying the tag out there. At the plate, Aiden Hayes, the leadoff man for K Falls, takes for ball 2. 3 runs for Hayes today. He's been on base 3 of his 4 times. He is just 1 for 3, a triple. He's driven in a run, been hit by a pitch, and reached on a fielder's choice. 2-0 pitch to him. Outside is Ledbetter. Ledbetter laboring a bit on the mound. Seems to be kind of throwing a little cautiously out there. He's got a 3-0 count here against Aiden Hayes. Will he get one in for a strike? Nope. Ball 4 outside. The runner at second is the one, of course, that is of note. That would be the game-winning run. 1 out. Brody Hubble will bat. Hubble 0 for 4, but he's reached twice on errors. On balls hit to second baseman Logan Anderson. So let's see here. I believe that was the first walk for the Falcons today. It was. Evan Corbin didn't have a walk issued in his 6 2/3 innings. Tristan Ledbetter issues a walk here in the 8th inning. Runners at first and second with 1 away. Corbin did hit a batter. So no walks, but 1 hit batter for Corbin. 1 walk now for Ledbetter. Tied 7-7 here in the bottom of the 8th inning from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. Game 1 of a Area 4 doubleheader. Brody Hubble at the plate after a lengthy visit to the mound for Knox Hubbard. Ground ball right side. It's Logan Anderson to Withers at first for the second out. 2 down. Everybody moves up 90 feet. The game-winning run now 90 feet from home. 2 down. Docs need 1 more out. Marcus Eula Ford has been a tough out. He's gotten 2 singles in this one, 2 for 4. He drove in a run in the 7th inning with a single and eventually came around to score. 2 outs. They're going to back the infield back. They had started to come in with runners at second and third. Eula Ford had the final hit against Evan Corbin. Faces Ledbetter for the first time. Knox Hubbard will trap that one low and outside for ball 1. Doc's trying to force it to the 9th inning. Klamath Falls, the pressure on. Runners at second and third with 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. At third base, the game-winning run would be Ryan Glidden. Pitch comes in, bounces the backstop. Glidden coming to the plate. He'll score. Klamath Falls will win this one 8-7. Final score 8-7 on a wild pitch, and K Falls will protect their home field and get a win in their season opener. They go to 1-0 in Area 4 play. Docs will drop to 2-3 on the season and 0-1 in Area 4 competition. Game 1 in the books. Believe it or not, we've got another one coming up for you. We will go ahead and take a break. Before we do so, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. I've been on the air for a couple hours now. I haven't done this, so we might as well get one in now. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score. 8-7, the final score in Game 1. Doc Stewart's unable to hold off Klamath Falls after pulling ahead by 3 late in the game. K Falls rallies and then walks it off with a run on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 8th. One game in the books, another one coming up. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. We come back with the final numbers of Game 1 here from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Final in Game 1 here from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. The Roseburg Dr. Stewart's fall against the Klamath Falls Falcons to begin Area 4 play. 8-7 the final score in this one. Taking a look at the final numbers as we welcome you into the Neal Company Real Estate post-game show here on 541radio.com and on the score. Final numbers, 7 runs, 7 hits, 5 errors for Roseburg, 8 runs on 11 hits, and 2 errors for the Falcons in this one. Doc's left 8 men on base. Klamath Falls left 6 men on base. Getting the win will be Colin Tacchini, going an inning and a third. Gave up no runs on 2 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout, 1 hit batter. Taking the loss will be Tristan Ledbetter. Ledbetter goes 1 inning. Gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, walked 1, and no strikeouts. The starters, neither factors into it. Mark Carpenter kept Roseburg hitless through the first 4 innings. Finally gave up a hit in the 5th inning as the Doc Stewarts would make up a 4-1 deficit in the 5th. They would score 3 times to tie it up. They would drive Carpenter out of the game in that 5th inning. Against Bo Pyle, they were able to take a 3-run lead, 7-4 in the top of the 5th inning. The Doc Stewarts were able to pull ahead by 3. They would add 1 more run Sorry, they made it, 7-4 after. It was 6-4 after the top of the 6th. Then they made it 7-4 after the top of the 7th on a solo homer by Carson Dunn to lead off that 7th inning. And it felt like the Doc Stewarts were on a roll, leading by 3. But in the bottom of the 7th inning, Evan Corbin faced the first 4 hitters, gave up a double, fielder's choice error, a single. They get a couple of outs on the base paths. It was still a lead for the Docs. Corbin gave up 1 run on a single to Marcus Eula Ford. That made it a 2-run ball game. Tristan Ledbetter came in, had a 2-run lead to protect, and needed just 1 out, but he gives up a double, a single, and then a fielder's choice. But the double and the single would drive in 2 runs to tie the ball game up. Docs were able to get out of the 7th inning with the game-winning run at second base, and they were able to force it into extra innings. But the Docs would leave. They tried to score in the 8th inning on a double by Carson Dunn. Brooks Avery running to the plate. Thought he had slid around the tag at home, but was called out at the plate. The throw beat him pretty well. And so I think just based on all of that, if we had high-def slow-mo cameras, we might have been able to see if he had avoided the tag. But based on pretty much everything you could see with the naked eye, it looked like he was out at the plate. And so Avery was thrown out there for the second out trying to score. Carson Dunn got the third, but he was left stranded there in the 8th inning as the Doc Stewart's go-ahead run was left 90 feet from home. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Ledbetter got the leadoff hitter to ground out for 1, but then a single down the right side, got a runner on base, a walk, put runners at first and second, a ground out to second base, put runners at second and third for the second out, and then a wild pitch scores the game-winning run for Klamath Falls. Final score again, 8-7. We'll look at individual numbers from this one as we come back after another 3-minute timeout. We'll get all the numbers finalized on the individual numbers from Game 1 of our doubleheader. Klamath Falls wins it in 8 innings. We'll have Game 2 coming up here in just a little bit. And for all of those listening or watching online, we'll have an interview with Sebastian Watson coming up here in just a few moments as we get ready for Game 2. It's the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller? When businesses were local and gave back to the community? At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Game 1 in the books here from Klamath Falls. Doc Stewart's fall 8-7 against the Falcons in 8 innings. Doc Stewart's go to 2-3 on the season. Klamath Falls goes to 1-0 on the year. First game in league play for both teams. Doc Stewart's go to 0-1 in league, and Klamath Falls is 1-0 in league play. Taking a look at individual numbers here today. Again, the win in the game goes to Colin Tacchini. 1 1/3 inning. Gave up no runs on 2 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 hit batter. He picks up the victory. Taking the loss is Tristan Ledbetter. 1 inning of work. Gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. Taking a look at offensive numbers for the Doc Stewarts. 2 for 4 for Brooks Avery with 3 RBI as he had 2 singles in this one. Carson Dunn was 2 for 2 with 3 runs scored and an RBI. He had a double and a home run. All extra base hits brought to you by our friends at BTB Moving. Find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. Knox Hubbard goes 1 for 5, drove in 2 runs, did have a single. Evan Martin was 0 for 2, and then in that spot, Daniel Withers took over. He was 0 for 2. Jace Johnson goes 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Cade Johnson was 1 for 3 with a run scored, had a double. Sebastian Watson, 1 for 1 in this game with 2 runs scored. He had 2 walks and was hit by a pitch. Logan Anderson 0 for 4 in this matchup. And Braxton Dill was 0 for 2 with 1 run scored. He walked twice. On the other side, Aiden Hayes goes 1 for 3. He scored twice and had an RBI. He had an RBI triple in the second inning for Aiden Hayes. And scored, I put him down as scoring twice. He scored 3 times in this one. Brody Hubble was 0 for 5 in the 2 spot. Got on base twice via error. Marcus Uloa Ford was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and had an RBI. He had 2 singles. Tyler Harper was 3 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. He had 2 singles and a double. Mark Carpenter was 1 for 4 with an RBI single. Peyton Price was 1 for 4 with a single. He had an RBI ground out. Owen Harper was 1 for 4 with a single and scored a run. Out of the 8 spot, no hits tonight for the Falcons. Jaden Backer 0 for 2. Bo Pyle was 0 for 1 and Colin Tacchini 0 for 1. And out of the 9 spot, Connor Shively was 0 for 2, but Ryan Glidden came in that 9 spot, goes 2 for 2 with the game-winning run scored. He had a double and a single. And that's a look at all the numbers from Game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. Game 2 going to be coming up here momentarily from Klamath Falls Kiger Stadium. As we get ready for that one, we're going to go ahead and end the first broadcast of our doubleheader. For those that are watching online, we will start a new live broadcast, and we'll get that ready to go. We'll start out our second game with our interview with Sebastian Watson. Our player interviews that we have throughout the season will be coming up next. Up next, the Roseburg Disposal pregame show for game number 2 of tonight's doubleheader here from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls. I'm Joey Kieran. Final score of game 1, 8-7. K Falls wins in extras. Now the Doc Stewarts look to try and get a split on the road, much like yesterday in Corvallis. We'll have that one for you coming up here momentarily. If you're watching on 541radio.com, Game 2 should be embedded there on the same page you're watching this one on. If you're on our YouTube channel, just go back to the main page, and you should find our second game coming up here in just a few seconds. We will go to a quick 2-minute timeout and come back with a word from Sebastian Watson here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.